Your journey is now live. Yeah. Good evening and welcome to Citizen AI, the platform where we speak truth to power. Good evening and welcome. Uh, it's a lovely Sunday evening in the UK here, and today being Ojo Ogun, the third day of the Yoruba week. This is the third day of the Yoruba week, and we are doing a broadcast today. It's been very hot today. Um, I want to say good evening to you all and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Susie Latte, thank you very much. Ezenaya Oba, thank you very much. And those of you joining us, as you're joining, please do share the broadcast. You are, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We're going to try and do a few things tonight. You can see the caption on the back on the broadcast. Please do share. You are, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me try and make that a little bit better there. So do this. So there you go. Africa is not free. The point I'm trying to make is that Africa is not free. And it should interest all of us. Please do, and I encourage you to please share this broadcast. Please follow, like, give us tap, tap, tap on the screen. Help us, give us a few taps on the screen on TikTok to help us grow the platform, and we're grateful for your support. Please continue to share and let people know about it. There's a lot of discussion that we need to have as Africans. Good evening to you on YouTube as well, and of course those of you on Facebook. Good evening, good evening. Christoph, Papotsi, Bullfinch, good evening to you all. Akosua, good evening. MYSJ, good evening to you. We're trying to endeavor to really enlighten. The object of our broadcast this evening is to enlighten as many Africans as possible. We have to do this drive. It have to be something we have to look at as a community work that we're doing. We have very, very little or no community interaction, cohesiveness, and that's by design in many respects. But we know all of that. Many of us know all of that. Please do share the broadcast and help us grow. Subscribe to us on YouTube, of course. So what I need to do is to remind you, please go ahead and subscribe to Zinewa on YouTube. Hit the notification button and of course give us a thumbs up. Come see, my brother, you're back again. Great, 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 great. Thank you very much. Say hello. So this evening we are having discussions, and I hope you find it engaging and something to for us to talk about. So this broadcast this evening is saying on the screen, you can all see it, except for those of you on Facebook. It says Africa is not free. And that is exactly what it says on the tin. It means exactly what it says on the tin. Now, earlier on my broadcast, those of you who are on Facebook, you would have seen that broadcast. I listed about 20 points, in my opinion, that confirms that Africa is not free. Now, the reason why we're doing this, again, is to raise awareness in the African community. We want you to be aware in the African community that you are not free. You may think that you are. And the evidence that you are not free is that, particularly when you are practicing the religion makes you feel that you are part of something. When you're an actual fact, you are identifying that you are not part of something, and you are okay with the fact that you are not part of something, that you've been excluded from enjoying your own resources in your own land. That is another indication of how bad these religions have been on the African continent. So when we talk about that, a lot of people get angry. But here are 20 points that I'm going to list. I'm going to list 20 points that I can think of, and then we may be having some discussions around how you see it. So again, Africa is not free. Please subscribe to Season AY on YouTube. Hit the notification button. Give us a thumbs up. Also, give us a follow on Facebook, and of course, follow us on TikTok. Tap the screen. We welcome, keep tap the screen. Help us grow and help us reach as many. Let's get to about, I don't know, 5 to 10,000 likes on here if you can. I'd really appreciate you, and I appreciate your support on this lovely evening here. Like I said, it is Ojo Ogun, the third day in the Yoruba calendar. And when I speak about that, it is really important to understand that the calendars are very, very important and significant. Yoruba calendars are significant in our Yoruba culture because it ties to the days. It's a cycle. It follows the cycle of the moon. Every 28 days we have a new month, and that calendar has never changed. Of course, the thing is that it's been hidden from quite a few of us. Those who are African spiritualists, they still know it and they practice it. But many of us that were coaxed and coerced into following the religions of Islam and Christianity were made to do away with those days. And, they talk about Jimo and everything else, Ojo Jimo, Ojo Eti. All of this is always to deflect and make us forget who we are. And we need to understand that. So please always remember in the Yoruba calendar, there are 4 days in a week, 7 weeks in a month, 13 months in a year. That's what we have. And that is part of what it is. It means to be African. That is part of your African spirituality. We need to embrace that. So I always talk about it today. Again, I'm saying the Ojo Ogun. It's the third day in the third day, and one more day before the 4 days of the week in the Yoruba calendar. And it's important to get familiar with those names. We call this, the current month is Ojo Oshu uh, Agairawe. I think it is. Yes, Agairawe is called Oshu Agairawe is the month that we call it. And of course, like I said, there are 13 months in the Yoruba calendar. Now, let's go and read the 20 points that I made, and you may want to add to it. Good evening. Please do share. You're watching Season A, the platform where we speak truth about. Now, let's go through it. So now, the first thing I said on my list, I'm going to try and move this a little bit because I want you to be able to see everything I said. So you can see Africa is not free there. Here's the first thing I said. Let me just do this. Yeah, okay, good. I think I've got it now. Let me just do that. Okay, good. I think we're good. In fact, I'll move it back one more time and then move it back up there. There you go. Now, so point number one, 20 points that I could just list. I'm sure you could add to it. You could add to this list of why Africa is not free. One, you practice foreign religions of Islam and Christianity imposed on your ancestors by colonials. That is first sign that you're not free. The people who are in Europe and others, they don't have to go to church in Europe. It is not by force that you go to church. It's not something, it is not something that, you must do, and there's no fear factor in Europe. There isn't. In Islam, there are things that they say they don't necessarily comply with or relate to you as an African. It is very much something that they know it's part of them, but going to church and all that is not, or the mosque is not of importance. But as an African, it's been imposed on you. And I want you to know this word. Monotheistic, I think it's called. Monotheistic religion. That means to say you shall only serve one God. That is the doctrine adopted by both Islam and Christianity. That's still under that topic number one. You've practiced foreign religions of Islam and Christianity imposed on your ancestors by colonials. And of course, we in Africa and our ancestors, and this is part of this is how you know that we're Africans. We are very accommodating of other other religions because we don't believe that it's good. We don't want to stop anybody from doing theirs. But over time, when they came into our communities, they started imposing themselves. Islam imposed itself, Christianity imposed itself, and then it actually took away my African spirituality and many others. So that is what you need to understand. That is a sign that Africa is not free. For as long as Africa is practicing religions of the colonials and all of that, we cannot state we're not free mentally. And that is a very important point to understand as we go along. Please do share. You're of course watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do, let me see if I can get, okay, don't worry. So yeah, the next thing I wanted to do now, we're going to go to number 2. You are forced to buy 10-year-old used cars imported from Western countries. all over Africa, all over Africa. There is a big business in buying 10-year-old cars from South Korea, from Germany, from all over. That's certainly the case in Nigeria. The used car market in Africa is huge. We don't make the cars, but we are always using cars that are 10 years out of date on the African continent. Certainly in Nigeria, that is a fact. Please correct me if I'm wrong. You're welcome to dispute what I'm saying. And in fact, I welcome your interaction. If you dispute it, please do provide the evidence, and I'll take it on board. It's very, very important that we are aware of what's been done, as Africans. So again, number two, you are forced to buy 10-year-old used cars imported from Western countries. Now, it is a way of recycling and keeping. It's a way when you are having to use used cars coming from somewhere, they've used it. It's a psychology. This is a psychological idea to get you used to the idea of, no, you don't deserve to have something new. No, and you can't make it yourself. You have got to accept what we give you, because according to Christianity, you believe in Allah, you believe in Jesus Christ, and you have to believe in what the government says. The government are the ones who put this, they've got the support of the Most High, the Jesus Christ and Allah in this. So you have to accept that. That is a psychologically conditioning Africans to get used to the idea of always having to use second-hand cars. Many of us wouldn't. A lot of people will go and say, "Oh, I love Mercedes Benz," and when you go and look at African Mercedes Benz, they are 10 years, and they love this Volkswagen, that Mercedes Benz, the sign. People are like, "Yes, I'm driving a Mercedes Benz. I'm driving a Mercedes Benz," but they don't understand what it's actually doing. You are getting you to get hooked on something and an idea that you are not worthy of having the best of the best, except for your politicians, who, of course, are in the paid hands of this. They are puppets in the hands of the colonials, who created this structure that allows Western cars, used Western cars, to be circulating in your economies in Africa. It's really important to understand. This is not about being angry. Just understand that we have to understand, if we're going to fix Africa, we need to know what's wrong. So we talked about religion now. Now we talked about cars. Now, you speak in foreign language on the African continent. So in Africa, you have the Anglophone speaking, you have the Francophone speaking. The Anglophone are, of course, English, French are the Francophone. So your official languages as Africans is the language of the colonizers. You're not free. Take it on, you're not free. Unless you are using your mother tongue. And furthermore, at the UN, when you go to the UN, you have to speak in either English or French. Prove me wrong if you dispute it, please. If you dispute it, prove me wrong. As an African nation, you cannot go to the United Nations and speak in your own mother tongue as an African. So that's point number 3. You speak a foreign language on your continent, in your nations. All of you are forced to speak in English or in French, or some cases might be Portuguese, maybe one or two, and maybe some German, but mostly it's English and French. That is a sign that we're not free, because what we should be happening in the African continent right now is that we should be speaking our mother tongue, and we should be able to interact in that way. So that is a sign that Africa is not free. Please, like I said, I welcome discussions. You can leave a comment on there, on either YouTube or Facebook or TikTok. On those places, I'm live right now. You're watching me. So I'm giving you, list of things to confirm the fact that Africa right now is not free. And we have to recognize that. So the freedom they give you, if you notice, on the Francophone speaking side of the country, you have the Bible in, of course, in French, the Quran. Likewise, you have you have the Quran in Arabic, and maybe I'm not so sure if it's in French, but the English speaking side of Africa, of course, you are well know that the Bible is in English. And both of them are both colonials. So you think that, oh, you're different, or you're having a different, operating different systems, but it's the same purpose, the same plan, colonization, and you are not free on the African continent. It's important to really understand this. And it's breaking this down for us to understand as Africans. And that's what we're doing when we do shows like this, to make us aware of indications that we are not free. If you're an African, and if you're truly free as an African, you should be able to speak your language at the United Nations, and they will translate it to English or to French. But no, 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 no. On the African continent, you have to speak French, you have to speak English as your official languages. So that's another kind of colonization right there. That's a mental colonization, making you believe that on the African continent, your language, your African language, is not worthy of being spoken on your continent among yourselves. Indeed, in many African countries, and in Nigeria, for example, when you speak in either Yoruba or Igbo, they'll tell you, oh, it's vernacular. I remember when I was in school, if you spoke it, you would have to pay money. If you spoke in your language, you would have to pay money into the jar for speaking on your own in your own continent, for speaking Yoruba or Igbo or any other language. So these are indications that Africa is not free. And these are things that we have to really understand. Keep in mind, all of this is happening, but your religions of Islam and Christianity is not interfering in that process of you being enslaved on the African continent, mentally, physically, and everything else. You need to really understand that. And those are the indications that we are trying to pull out so that we can all see it as Africans. This is more for us to understand the levers that are in place that is underpinning the enslavement of the people of Africa psychologically, physically, mentally. And that's the reality of it. Africa is not free. That is the reality. Now, let's go to the next thing. Your resources are forcefully sold on the cheap. Whatever resources we have on the African continent is sold. It is bought on the cheap. Uranium, for example, Niger. I can talk about that. I might talk about areas, but I can talk about. Let's talk about Congo. In the Congo, you always see that mineral resources, copper, bitumen, and not bitumen, lithium, and all of this, expensive stuff that's used in making iPhones and things. They buy it on the cheap. The people are not getting true value. Congo is supposed to be one of the richest nations on the planet Earth, and the people are being impoverished because of the fact that those they have military bases, foreign military bases. I'll come and talk about that. But I'm just saying to you that our resources on the African continent, we can't even dictate the price of our own resources on the African continent. We can't. We're not free. That's the reality of it. Again, number 5, foreign currencies hold more value than your local currencies. So your own currency, your own African currency, has less value than that of those who colonized you. So your French, your English, your US, your German, your Japanese, your Chinese, all of the other currencies, they have more value than your local currency. And it's designed that way because they want to make sure that they keep the price of those resources down, the mineral resources down, so they can buy it on the cheap. It's really important to understand these are all indications that Africa is not free. The entire African continent is not free. And we have to say that to ourselves so we understand. A lot of people, you think, the financial structures are designed that way. And that's the reality that many of us are not, picking up on. So I'm hoping that by doing programs like this, we can begin to awaken our community to know that, okay, these are the things that are really happening. Then what can we do collectively to fix it? Okay, so now the next thing. You are discouraged. You are discouraged from honoring your African ancestors, but encouraged to venerate foreign ancestors. And how are you discouraged to remember your ancestors? All of your African artifacts are in museums. Those who colonized you took it away. They are making money on it. They are part of our history, our culture. They are signposts of who we are. But no. They say, forget that. That is wrong. They even labeled it as satanic to make us turn away from it. Yet they are earning those. It's all over the museums in the Roman Catholic Church in Rome right now. 10,000 artifacts are there, and they are earning money for the Roman the Rome you know well for the church, Roman Catholic Church. And of course, you have the artifacts all over the Western world, any money in museums. But these are our own connection with our own ancestors that we should be, and they had a direct impact on that. Like I said, I give you 4 days of the week that we have in Yoruba land. We have 4 days a week. Ojo Batala, Ojo Orunmila Ifa, Ojo Ogun, Ojo Shogujakuta. Those are the 4 days, and they are connected. The part of the artifacts that you stole and put in museums are part of all the names that I've given you. They are in the museums. We cannot remember them. We cannot honor them because they've been taken away from us. It's really important to understand. This is not about hate. I'm talking about reality. But if you do not know what was done, you can't fix it. So the object of what we're doing here is to make us know what was done. Once we know and we begin to share this in our communities and we all know what was done, now we can begin to work out how to fix it ourselves. And this will not be fixed by anybody else. We are the ones who will have to fix this ourselves. We will have to fix it ourselves. Nobody's going to do it for us. And that's why we need to do exercises like this. Okay, so the next thing is this. One more thing I'd like to say about honoring the venerate ancestors. Every time you open the Bible or the Quran, you are remembering the ancestors of those who imposed that religion on you because it's part of their history. It's part of their history. And there was, Second World War and all of this, you remember Africans will come in and they bring us in to remember and to have a minute silence. There's nothing wrong in doing that. Please don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong for them remembering. But there's a big problem when our own ancestors, our artifacts that connect us to our ancestors have been taken away from us. It's like they scrubbed our brain that we must now only honor their own ancestors. That is not acceptable. These are the things that we have to get comfortable saying among ourselves. It's not about being about hate. It's about saying that my African culture is of equal value. You don't have the right to demean my African spirituality by preventing me from remembering my ancestors and imposing it on me, making it a must for me to honor your ancestors. I respect that you're honoring your ancestors as Europeans, as Arabs, but I equally have that right to honor my own ancestors. And you do not have the right to try and attempt to wipe my brain, wipe my history, to scrub my brain from having any connection with who I am, my essence, via my ancestral sculptures and my direct ancestors. So these are things that we have to really understand. Again, that's a clear indication that Africa is not free. If Africa was free, all of those artifacts, they would make sure it's back. They would give it back as an indication to know, oh, we've interfered with this. They give it back, no question. And we would do as we want to do with it. And we would remember our ancestors just like they're remembering theirs, instead of us being coerced to remember theirs. This is about, it's about understanding what was done. It's not about hate. Please, I emphasize that because it's very important for me that people understand this is not about hate. It's about understanding what was done and how we're going to fix it. Okay, so now the next thing. So you don't have the free movement, of people, goods across Africa. Africa is not free. Our movement is restricted across the African continent as Africans. Europeans, Westerners, they can move freely across Africa. In fact, they can get visa at the point of entry anywhere they want. But as Africans, we can't move freely across Africa. You can't say, oh, I'm going to wake up one day, I'm in South Africa, I want to go to Nigeria today, I want to go and see somebody. You have to fill in paperwork, and these are these are paperwork that has its roots all the way back in 1884 Berlin Conference. These are structures that they put in to prevent each other from knowing each other, from being able to communicate, forcing us to speak only in French or in English, having those borders to check our movement, to restrict our being able to interact among ourselves, to break up our patterns. That's really important to understand as Africans. We need to understand that. Again, because if you do not think about this, if you do not have freedom of movement, you cannot build any economy. If you are restricted in your movement, it's like somebody's trying. They are retraining you to accept what is unacceptable to you. For you to now see the restriction as something that's always been there, something that you have to accept. So it's really important that we understand. Again, these are all indications that Africa is not free. These are all clear indications that Africa as a continent is not free. And it's important that we recognize that. So even when you think, I'm going to church on a Sunday, you cannot say, I'm going to church in Nigeria and I'm going to go to Benin Republic and then I'm going to go and do the church. I'll go to the church there. I just want to just go. No, you have to go through a border. They have to restrict you. And that is deliberately so to keep you divided. And they can go freely to any part of the country of Africa. There is no freedom of movement. And that impacts how we can build any economy. When you restrict our movement, you restrict our Africans. We are great traders by nature. From age old time, when we were in the days of barter, that's what we did. You've got fish, I've got eggs. We trade. You've got gold, I've got oil or whatever it is. We trade. That's what we did in Africa. But when you now cut our trade routes, cut them up, destroy it, and then impose something on us that affects the entire society, even the language we're speaking. We told, no, you cannot speak your local language. You are now in French territory. The French flag is on the ground. You have to speak French. No, you cannot speak Yoruba. You have to speak English. The English flag is in the soil. You need to speak English. These are indications that we are not free on the African continent. And even now, we are speaking on the African continent, we are speaking foreign languages to ourselves. Africans are some Africans, they've been so conditioned that they feel shame to speak to fellow Africans in African language. That is a sign of the fact that we're not free on the African continent. These are facts that we are sort of outlining. And of course, please, I would really like you to, if you do have if you dispute what I'm saying, please type it in and let's discuss it. And if you want to, I can bring you on TikTok live and we can talk about that as well. It's not really about, I'm not the source of all knowledge. I have some knowledge and I'm trying to learn from others. And if I want to add more to what I said, please, I welcome that as well. It is really important that we all, keep doing this and keep enlightening each other within our community. So this thing to do, like I said, we were great traders. So the food now, because of the freedom, the lack of freedom to move now, our perishable goods, if we were going to move and sell it, it requires it to be sold fresh, which means you could move freely. But because of the borders, some food can be you can be at the border waiting with your food to sell to somebody else. You have to go through the border. By the time you get to the other side, the food is perished, and there's no compensation for it. So the freedom of movement of people and goods across the African continent is so critical to the development of Africa. It's extremely critical to the development of Africa. But these are things that many of us have not really understood. So when like I said, every Sunday, why is it that every Sunday you can go to church in French speaking and read the French Bible, and the English speaking and you read the English Bible, and the Quran and the English side and the Quran and the French side, but your freedom of movement, that is not interfered with? And you think that because the Bible is in your hand and the Quran is in your hand, everything is okay. Yes, we are working together. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You can see that. I'm giving you everything. I'm giving you now is clear indication that those Bible and the Quran are nothing but deceptions. Because the things that are restricting your movement, those Bible and the Quran, they are not doing anything to put a stop to that, to stop this thing that is stopping you from actually growing. You see, when you are interacting on the African continent, you are actually growing the continent because things are going round. On the African continent, 82% of our resources go straight out of Africa. It goes straight out of Africa. And barely 18% of our trade happens among Africans. That's because we don't have freedom of movement of goods and trade. Our goods, those who colonized us, they will determine who is going to buy it. They are the ones who will. France has first refusal on goods in any part of the African continent that is French, that is colonized French. The English also, they don't say it, but it's the same thing. They are the people who, because they have the influence, they call it influence, but really it's about controlling where the goods are. No, I'm buying from you. I'm here. You have a ready market, they said to you. But there's a ready market on the African continent. Why can't we trade among ourselves? Why are you putting barriers among us as Africans? On the European continent, the Europeans are free to move around. There is no paperwork to restrict the movement of Europeans on the European continent. I know. This is something, you don't need to get pass or fill forms when you're going through across Europe. You can go through with just one document, and they check it and you're gone. Nobody's holding you back. These are things. These are clear indications that Africa is not free. It's really important we understand that. If we're going to fix Africa, Africa has to be literally free. Freedom of movement of people and goods across the whole of Africa. That actually builds trade. When you start moving freely and you're able to trade among yourselves, you will build viable economy. You will be surprised at how suddenly the road from Lagos to Bamako, suddenly there's a direct link. Everything is done because the fact that you're doing free trade to help smoothen that process, it goes along. But when you have borders and then you have different speaking and all, this is all designed to create bottlenecks so that it doesn't run smoothly. Whereas in Europe, it's free to move across, and these are things that clear indication, that, yes, Jojo. So yeah, thank you very much. Let me pin that comment. So Jojo says, you're right. We are still under siege of separation, sir. It's time we tackle the French. Yeah, I of course, yeah. I mean, I think you said it's time we tackle the free, tackle the free movement. I think you're saying that it's time we start working on free movement, and we have to be free. The people who are telling us that, oh, we are migrating, they restrict our movement to move freely across Africa. So then we have to follow the routes that they created that is putting the goods out of Africa, which leads back to Europe. And then they complain that, oh, Africans are migrating to Europe. Well, hello. The fact is that the lines and the restrictions that you place on Africans has made it impossible for Africans to move across Africa and trade freely and be able to do business among themselves. When you restrict that, the people are going to they then go on the routes that you've created for your resources. And the people find a way to try and get through. So this is the realities. These are realities. In Europe right now, they have this, the common immigration policy. They won't tell you out in the open. They have a common immigration policy, which is to keep Europeans out. Yeah. The Europeans agree to have it first. So, but they don't, yeah, exactly. We can't wait for the day when we'll be free. So, please, again, all I'm saying here is for us to be aware. These are indications. And notice that as we are not free in these places, as we are not free in all of these places, look at the proliferation of these religions. These religions is clearly taking your mind away from the reality that is facing us every day on the African continent. It is a lot of people, they will go to church, they are happy. Oh, they go to the mosque, they're praying. Oh, they are with Jesus. Jesus is not stopping your freedom, your lack of movement. This is not stopping your lack of free trade in Africa. Your Jesus is silent on that. Your Allah is silent on that. So when you are talking, this is what I'm saying to you. I'm giving you evidence that these religions on the African continent, at least, is pure deception. And I'm not saying that out of hate. I'm saying the practicality of the damage, the reality of the damage they're doing. Because everything I've been telling you now, not one of them has those religions interfered with to put a stop to and say, no, 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 no. If these are people of Jesus Christ, these are people of Allah, they have to have freedom of movement. You mustn't stop them. You have to let them trade. No, they don't interfere in that process. You see that? They don't interfere in the process of stopping. When the system stops you from trading among yourselves, but only trading one way out of the continent, that's indication that Africa is not free. These are realities that we need to face as Africans, and we need to hear it among ourselves. These are discussions that we need to have with ourselves, so that, you see, when we start thinking about this, then we can now look at how we can solve the problem collectively. This is not a problem that can be solved by one or two Africans. That realization that Africa is not free has to be felt by millions, 1.4 billion Africans. Then the movement to make that change, a lasting change for the coming generation, will manifest. Believe you me, it will manifest. But first, I need those of you that are following these religions of Islam and Christianity on the African continent. Please, what are those religions doing about the lack of movement between you and your neighbors, between the trade and those religions? They see that Western countries, Western powers can move freely on the African continent, but Africans can't move freely. But you are having a belief in a religion. I don't know. Please, I need someone to explain that to me. I need somebody to actually explain that to me so that it makes some kind of sense. So when you're talking about Muhammad and Allah, so how come your Allah is not up in arms and saying, oh, no, 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 not with my people. You do not stop their movement. You make sure they have free movement on the African continent right now, because there are people serving Allah. But the Allah that you talk about, that you pray with, is absolutely silent. It's like it's not even doesn't acknowledge the fact that you are not able to move freely on the African continent. I'm saying this so hopefully those of you who are following these religions, you need to understand that those religions are deceiving you. The religion of Islam and Christianity is about deception. I kid you not. I'm not trying to make you angry, but I need you to understand that what kind of religion leaves in place obstacles in the way of the people who are practicing that religion, leaves it in place and says, just serve me. Once you serve me, you'll be okay. But the fact is, we are not able to move freely across Africa. We're not able to trade freely across Africa. These are really key points that I'm asking. And of course, anybody who is Islamic, who practices Islam, who practices Christianity, please come on board. Let's discuss this. And I'd like you to explain to me, why is it that that religion, to date, for over, let's just even say the 60s, since the 60s, why is it that those religions of Islam and Christianity, they have not said, whoa, this is not right. These people that they are practicing this religion, they have to have freedom of movement to move across the whole of Africa. But they are very, very clever. They're very silent on that. They're silent. They are almost, it's like they don't even know. And a religion that doesn't know about your suffering and the pains that you go through and your lack of movement and your lack of inability to trade, but they're saying to you to pray. What are you praying to? What are you praying to? What are you praying to? And of what benefit is that prayer? What are you praying to? Africans, I'm giving you a list of things. I've told you 6. Let's go on. And I'll be asking that question. And I would like any imam, any pastor to come and explain to me, why is it that Africans are not free to move? But the religions of Islam and Christianity don't see that as a problem for Africans on the African continent. You know? Yes, it's taking Africa back. Thank you. Thank you very much. So these are things that we have to say among ourselves as Africans. This is not a conversation that we want to have with the Europeans. They can, of course, listen. But on the African continent, if we are going to stop the immigration and the immigration of Africans, well, that is the problem. Okay, Suware, what's not the problem? So is there free movement? Suware, please, you can join me if you want. I can throw an invite. Do we have free movement on Africa, on the African continent? Do we have free movement? Suware Keba, tell me, if you don't have free movement, can your continent prosper? Can you trade? Please tell me. If you want to leave a comment, I can bring you live if you want. Suwere, I can bring you live. Let me add you if you want. Let me add you because I'd like to discuss this with you. Follow back. I'll follow you, and I'll bring you on board. But you need to answer that question head on. I don't. We need to talk about that particular question. If you want to join me, Egosa, let me bring Egosa as well. Suware Keba, I'll invite you. I'll invite. I'll invite Tengi. I'll invite everybody that I'm seeing here. So now, so it's very important. If you're going to come on here and if you're going to say to me, that's not a problem. If freedom of movement is not a problem, I don't know what is. If freedom of movement is not a problem, so Suware, let's hear from you. Okay, great. He's joined us. So let us hear from Suware. I'd like you to hear, and I want to hear what he has to say in terms of freedom of movement. If you're not free to move on the African continent, your continent cannot prosper. That is plain fact. Because you're walking within confined lines. There's no freedom of movement, no freedom of interaction. And yet these religions tell you to just keep praying. What are you praying to? Why is it that these religions are not addressing the concerns of your lack of freedom of movement that is impacting your trade among yourselves? I'd like to know. I'd like to know that. So, Suware, if you do want to speak, please raise your voice and let's hear from you. But in the meantime, let's crack on. Okay, so now. So if you do want to speak, Suware, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I want to speak.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Yes, go ahead.
This is for Africa. We have to discuss.
Yes.
Without discussion,
Yes.
we cannot understand what is our
Exactly.
problems.
Exactly. Thank you. And thanks for joining. I'm grateful. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, for example, you say you talk about freedom of movement.
Yes. Yes.
As far as I'm living in Europe now for
Yes.
20 years.
Yes.
So I was born in Africa.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm from West Africa.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I know you might be in South Africa or Central. So
No, I'm
this is
actually West
very
African.
important.
I'm West African as well.
Are you from West Africa?
Yeah.
Ghana, yeah?
No. I'm Yoruba.
Okay, I'm Mandingo.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
from Gambia.
Yes. Yes. Oh, good. 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 Great to hear from you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, this is very important.
Yes.
Our freedom of movement. The problem when 1944 bill by colonial master built their world financial sectors.
Yes.
So before that they tried to divide us, how
Mm-hmm.
to control us.
Mm-hmm.
So after that time,
Mm-hmm.
some people are fighting them to get their independence.
Yes. Yes.
So as they don't like to die, so they knew that people are fighting us for independence. Then they give our country's independence, but our financial sector
Yeah.
independence, we haven't got that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the financial sector independence, that is our problem. So they built this World Bank, IMF,
Yes.
and
Yes.
then these so many associations in the world. They
Yeah.
control their money,
Yes.
control their market.
Yes.
So we Africa, we don't have our market.
That's correct. I agree with you.
So the problem, our leaders,
Yeah.
have to discuss how to create our own market ourselves. But
Yeah.
that is our problem.
Yeah.
So they are not thinking about that. They're only thinking for this World Bank.
Yeah.
All the time they are thinking if
IMF, World Bank. I agree.
we cannot survive.
Yeah.
So they forgot our rules.
Yes.
Which is farming and then
They don't want.
animal farming.
They don't want us to farm because they see if we're farming, we'll be surviving. They don't want us to survive.
Exactly.
They have to stop it. They have to squeeze it out of us. That's what they've done.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
And now, so many things they controlling us about it.
Yes.
Then they control world financial sectors.
Yes.
So our leaders borrow money from them.
That's
Our
correct.
tax money we paying our leaders.
Mhm.
Our leaders paying that borrow
Yes.
money back.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they are making wealth colonialism,
Mm-hmm.
and then they are making Westerners to be rich
Yep.
more than us.
Yep. Yep. That's true.
This is our problem.
Yeah.
Although you talking about religions, I'm from Gambia.
Yes.
So when I was young,
Mhm.
living together with our other people who believe their belief
Yeah.
and believe in Muslim, but we don't have no problem each other.
Okay. Let me explain that bit. What I'm saying is that you see, you may believe in the religion of Islam and Christianity, But I'm telling you, it's a tool of control. That's the point you need to understand. It's a way to control the mind and not take action to free yourself from, because we are in an open, in Africa, I'm sorry to say it, we are in an open camp. It's like an open slave camp. So we are in zones. So you're in what is called the Gambia. It's an one camp. What you call Nigeria is another camp. What you call South Africa is another camp. These are open slave camps. They control the movement from one camp to the other. You can't go across. But they can come to any of the camps whenever they want to. They can get a visa. They can get anywhere. And that,
that system. If you go to human society, any society, if you go there, you will meet people who believe, who doesn't believe,
yes,
those
and
who know.
yeah,
So these three type of human, you can face them
of course,
with
of
any
course,
society.
of course.
But the problem,
Mhm.
these people they understand that. That's why they came to us and mindset us.
That's
So
correct. Yes, yes,
so many people are believing this, why not believing it?
yeah. And they use
Why
that to
we
divide.
know?
And they use that to divide you.
Yeah, but not is the religion is believing is dividing us. They are the one who dividing us. So
Under
we
the
have to
cloak,
understand.
yes, yes, they are. You're right. But you won't see that their hands are unseen in that division. You don't see their hands.
No, I do understand so many things about them because
Hmm.
there's no wall,
Yeah.
there's no country. You
Yes.
can say 100% is Islam
Yes.
or 100% is Christian.
No.
They have mixed anywhere.
Yeah.
If you go, including even Saudi Arabia, you have Muslim, you have Christian, you have
Yes.
non-believers.
Yeah.
Everywhere in this world.
Yeah.
So
No. No.
if we are behind, we
Don't
are not.
don't get me wrong, please. I'm not criticizing the religion, please. I'm not. I'm
No,
just saying.
exactly. That's why. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not criticizing
So
religion,
that's it. So
but what I'm saying is that the religions doesn't deal with our problems. So you see, if you are able to trade, you won't go hungry. If you are able to farm, you won't go hungry. But when they put these religions in front of you, they don't give you a solution. Okay, we will let you don't we won't stop you from trading. We won't stop you from moving freely to buy what you need to buy in your community. All of that.
okay,
You see what I'm saying?
okay. Let me explain to you. When
Hmm.
they built this World Banking system, the system was built in New York City,
Yes.
and in London,
Yes.
and in Paris,
Yes.
and
Yes.
in
Of course.
Riyadh, Saudi
Yes.
Arabia.
Yes.
Riyadh is among them. Riyadh,
Yes.
Saudi Arabia,
Yes. That's
and then
correct.
Geneva is there,
Yes.
and then Frankfurt.
Yes.
They they built these world financial sectors
Yep.
in 7 countries.
Exactly. Yes.
So they are the one who controlling the world financial sectors.
You know, on that, I'm gonna go and talk. I will come and talk more about that in the next part of my of this broadcast, because it's another thing I'm gonna talk about. But the thing I was pointing out is that, you see, when you're not free to move in Europe, when you're free to move, businesses thrive. They do much better in the business world because they don't have to have a paperwork. They can trade among themselves. They can move their goods quickly. There is no restrictions, and that impacts your economy. When you have freedom of movement for the goods and the people, your economy moves faster. You are able to grow your business. You are able to make things go around quickly, and your economy, you can have infrastructure because you can plan. But when there are restrictions,
Yeah,
it stops you.
I think you're very right there when you said no. The religion is used by, I think it's used by the West and the politicians
That's
within
correct.
West Africa to
That's correct.
divide us
Yes.
as people. Because me here, I
Hmm.
know naturally I'm from the southeast part of Nigeria, but I'm
Yes.
living in Accra, Ghana.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
was supposed to bring some things and sell in Ghana here, but I can't do that because they say they are in Nigeria. I don't have a Ghana card.
Thank you.
I cannot trade with them.
That's
So
exactly.
I see,
Wow.
as the religion, because when you see that the poverty and the lack unites us Africans,
Hmm.
but this religion, it doesn't matter whether you're a Muslim or you're a Christian, you have common problems among us.
That's
But
correct.
our politicians are the worst that tries to divide us. Give us that mentality that this person is Allah, this person is Jesus. Those are not our problems. Our problem is our mentality that we have.
That's it.
And what the politicians want to make us understand. Because if we have that unity in us, we can improve our lives and improve our conditions. And they don't want us to have such beliefs. And I came to believe that actually.
Wow. Great. Tango, Tango, my brother. You're so right. Egosa, go ahead. Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Religion
Yeah.
has brought a lot of division.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I saw in Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
in barracks, I was born and brought up at Ogida Barracks.
Okay.
So those Mopo and police, they normally transfer like from the north
Yeah.
to Benin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of their children will be at home.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go to school.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them. Because those schools, they feel like those schools in Benin,
Mm-hmm.
in the assembly ground, they
Yeah.
normally sing, it's like a Christian thing.
Yeah.
The assembly ground, they start with Jesus,
Mhm.
those prayer, and
That's
all
correct.
that before they go to the class.
Yeah.
So those Muslim, they don't want to bring their children to those schools.
Mm-hmm.
So they would rather leave those children at home because they
Yeah.
don't want their children to go out and start learning the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
Learning you understand, because in the assembly ground, everybody has to be present there.
Yeah.
And what they do in that school, they start from praising Jesus and
Mhm.
worship song
Yeah.
to Jesus and everything before they go to their classroom.
Yeah.
So those people don't want their children to
Mhm.
practice that thing.
No.
They would rather leave their children at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see how religion has brought
But-
division.
That's correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, a Muslim man, when I was in Libya,
Yeah.
a Muslim man from the northern part, like the Hausa,
Mhm.
is not allowed to marry a Libyan woman.
Wow.
They share the same religion.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
They are Muslims. Right?
Wow. This is revelation here, right there. Wow.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
An Hausa man is not allowed to marry a Saudi Arabian
No.
woman, but they share the same religion.
Wow.
I can share the same religion with you, but you don't allow me to marry your
No. No. No.
Yes.
Very interesting points. No.
Also in the Christian.
Yes.
In the Christian.
Yes.
One pastor didn't allow his daughter to marry one guy because the guy is from Jehovah's Witness.
There you go.
And the man is from Winners.
Yeah. Yeah. You see. So
You
this.
see these things every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is another division.
Yeah. Indeed. Indeed.
Are you getting it?
Absolutely.
Even our working places, even our place of work,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they don't want to employ you because you are a Christian.
Yes.
They don't want to employ that one because they don't want a Muslim.
Absolutely.
And the company is being run by Christian.
Mhm.
And they want to bring Muslim into, or even in the military. If you want to join the military, if you are not a Muslim. When I was traveling to Niger,
Yes.
what they did to me at Sokoto.
Wow.
Oh my God! What they did to me there. They brought everybody that will be a Muslim out and tell them to go.
Wow. Wow.
We that were from those states,
Yes.
they will ask, are you a Christian or a Muslim? We tell them that we are Christians. They will shame us down. If you say you are not a Christian, you are not a Muslim, they will shame you down.
They change you. They change you.
I'm telling you, serious beating.
Ah.
For what? I'm still in my country. I've not left my country.
Yeah.
I'm still in my country.
Wow. Wow.
Serious beating.
Wow. See, this is what I mean. This is what people need to really understand about these religions. Yeah.
I'm going to help you. Islam doesn't say that if they are Muslim, you are a Muslim. Like you say, Hausa man is a Muslim, and then the woman from Libya she's a Muslim. She can't marry. Islam say that, but for them, their attitude, their transgression, they say no because of the color. You see, that's why I'm seeing always what you are saying before. Libyan think that they are okay in this life. They are treating human being like an animal, and then now that turn back to them, they are killing each other.
Mm-hmm.
So this is punishment for the human being
Yeah.
in this world.
Yeah.
But religious doesn't advise you that. But people are doing that. Is human attitude.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
So that's why if we are discussing, we have to understand.
Yeah.
Religion is being run by human attitude.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm.
The religion is
You understand?
It is.
So now, like the Europeans, I was traveling from Germany. I was traveling from Germany
Yeah.
to Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
The way these people they will just they travel all over their continent
Very, very easy. Very easy.
very freely.
Yes.
You understand? Very freely.
Mm.
But I'll be traveling to Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Too much stress. And maybe I want to travel from Nigeria to Gambia or to Senegal.
Yeah.
African continent.
Mm-hmm.
They decide to put like I don't know what they call it like the Nigeria, Ghana, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What they call that?
ECOWAS.
ECOWAS. Yes.
That was the program they used
Mm-hmm.
to,
Mm-hmm.
to press to increase the division.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you are from ECOWAS, so you have ECOWAS passport.
Yeah.
And and they don't have that here in Europe. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have it. They don't have such things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand?
Mm.
They don't have it.
No. No.
What's
Yes,
that?
I guess you see, last year I was spent 6 months in Africa.
Yes.
I do travel from Gambia to Senegal to buy sheep and goat.
Yeah.
So, but before reaching where in your destination, you pay so many money.
There you go.
Police, custom,
This is.
pay here, pay here.
Yeah.
Just to frustrate you.
There you go.
Frustration.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Frustration.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you think that if you traveling from Senegal to Gambia and then buy some sheep and then bring it back to Gambia and then selling them,
Mm-hmm.
then they are charging you money, and you know that if I buy this sheep to Gambia, so I couldn't make my business is going to collapse.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
try to make your business to collapse.
Mm-hmm.
This
Mm-hmm.
is the system they build.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
all this we have to discuss.
That's
And those people, they are customers. They are government workers.
That's it.
It could be some are Muslim or some are even Christian.
Yes.
Some are
Of course.
even believers. But
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't talk to them, you are Muslim or not, but they are Africans and then they are Senegalese.
Exactly.
But they are in the uniform.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that attitude should be stopped now for
Yeah.
Africans.
It
This
is.
is our problem.
Yeah.
Our gods is not moving.
No.
It's not moving. They kept our business. They kept our financial economics.
The-
So this is our problem now.
Exactly. Exactly. You're absolutely right. Yes. Let's see. Thank you so much, Suwari and Egosa. Let me hear from. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was at the South Africa embassy, I think, to 2011.
Yes.
The way people will line up,
Mm-hmm.
visa to travel to South Africa, to travel within your own continent.
It's crazy.
Visa.
It's madness.
You need visa.
Utter madness.
An Italian man does not need a visa
No.
to travel
No.
to Switzerland,
Exactly.
to Holland, to Netherlands.
Exactly.
Visa. They just buy a ticket and
And they're gone. And they make it a seamless process to save time, to save money. You know.
our leaders,
Mhm.
politicians, they travel every time
Exactly.
to Europe, to
Mhm.
America, to
Mhm.
British, even to Asia.
Mm.
They travel every time. They see this thing. They see that this thing that we are practicing in our own country, they are not practicing the same thing here.
No.
We are copying from them.
Yeah.
How come we are not copying the negative part of it
Mm.
and we leave the positive part of it?
Could
They
it?
see that this thing they don't do it here. But how come
Mhm.
our leaders they don't see something wrong with this thing and change it?
Mm.
It goes,
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Suwari.
hello everyone, hi
Hello.
brother citizen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I just want to comment on the point that my brother raised about our leaders.
Mm-hmm.
We call them, most of us call them leaders, but these are not leaders.
No. No.
These are representative of the colonialists
Yep.
in our space.
Yep. Yep.
They are there to carry out the orders of the colonialists
That's
in
it.
our countries.
Yeah.
Brother Citizen described it pretty well when he said, what we have today on the continent, these are slave camps.
Yep. Yep.
One camp you call it Liberia, another camp you call it Nigeria,
Yeah.
Ghana, and
Yeah.
South Africa. These are camps.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bring your attention to one clip
Yeah.
by Mr. Yoweri Museveni,
Mm-hmm.
the president of the Uganda camp.
Yes. Yes. Uganda camp. Exactly. Yes.
He said something very revealing. He said that during
Yes.
Then, as African presidents,
Mhm.
they came together and formed a mission and deployed 6 heads of state
Mhm.
to Libya.
Yes.
On that plane, their plane head was supposed to leave from Uganda
Yeah.
to Mauritania,
Mhm.
from Mauritania to Libya.
Mhm.
Now, when that plane landed into Mauritania, keep in mind this is a plane which is which has 6 heads of state.
Yes.
A mission which the so-called African president
Mhm.
designed and dispatched.
Yes.
Now, when they got to Mauritania, they got an order from NATO
Mhm.
ordering them to make a U-turn and go back wherever they came from.
So NATO ordered African leaders to turn back on the African continent.
On the African continent.
I hope you're all hearing this. I hope you're all hearing this. Wow, go ahead.
It's in TikTok.
Wow.
Museveni himself is saying this, and he's saying I'm asking my brother
Yeah.
Zuma, because back then it was Zuma was
Yes.
in power in South Africa.
Yes.
He said I'm asking my brother Zuma to come forward and tell you guys if I'm lying.
Wow. Yes, yes. I think that, yes, I've seen that video. Yes, I remember. I've seen that video.
Museveni said it. Now these are what you are calling leaders. They are being
Ordered around.
little boys as to what they can do
Hmm.
and what they cannot do in their so-called continent. Can you call them leaders?
No, they're not leaders. Clearly, they're not leaders.
These are not leaders.
If NATO can override any African leader, then that tells you where the power lies.
On the African soil.
Yes.
Taking care of so-called African business.
Wow.
Libya is in Africa. But they are ordered by NATO to make a U-turn.
Yeah.
6 heads of state.
Yeah.
6 presidents.
Yeah.
Were
Yeah. Wow.
ordered to make a U-turn and go back to wherever they came from. And they did.
Wow. Wow.
When we sit here saying our leaders, so if our leaders are going outside saying this, why aren't they coping it?
Yeah.
They have no power.
They haven't
So
got
just
power. It's true.
So there's puppets which are put in front of you. Oh,
Exactly.
look, they can talk. Oh, look, they can move their hands.
Yeah.
They have no power whatsoever.
No.
That's why they have a problem with the AES.
Yes.
The Burkina Faso.
Yes.
and
They,
Niger.
they don't like that at all.
That's why those countries, for the first time,
Yes.
there's a country with a president
Mhm.
who's taking a direction of their country as they see fit.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's why they have a problem with it.
And we need to support, we must support Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. We have to support them vocally, you know.
The whole Africa should support that dynamic which
Yes.
is taking shape.
Exactly.
Everyone on Africa should support that.
Yes.
Everyone who has awakened
Yes.
and who are seeing at least a little bit of light
Yes.
as to what's going on in this world.
Agreed.
I think, in my opinion,
Mhm.
what's taking shape in the AES
Yes.
is one of the best thing on that continent.
It is.
Has ever happened in the last, I don't know if it
50, 60, 100 years. Easy. Easily.
you know.
Mm.
So that's what I'm gonna say. The second clip that I can bring to their attention
Yeah.
is the interview by the former first lady of Sierra Leone.
Is she, I think she's still there, isn't she? Or has she left?
I'm not sure if she's.
I think she's still there. Mia, I forgot Mia something. Sorry? Yes, yeah, Fatima Jabe. That's it. Yes, yes. She's still there.
She did an interview.
Yes.
Which is very, very revealing.
Indeed. Indeed.
This is a head of state, the first lady,
Yes.
the husband, the president,
Mhm.
the so-called highest position in a country.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But it's telling you, she's describing how they don't have any power.
Yes. 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 Absolutely.
Even electrical company in so-called Sierra Leone is owned by the British.
Yeah.
So British serve the electricity.
Yeah.
How see fit.
Yeah.
Cast the electricity. How
Mhm.
see fit in Sierra Leone.
Yes. It's crazy.
Now, when it comes to exploitation, he said that when her husband took power,
Mm-hmm.
they had all these companies which were mining were mining in Sierra Leone.
Exactly.
There's on every
Oh, network. Are you there? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What percentage is that? On 100 million,
Yeah,
you only gotta pay to that state $10,000.
exactly. Which is she's yeah, yeah. I remember saying her saying that. Yes, you're right. You're right.
That's less than 1%.
It is less than 1%. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Now this is a very revealing.
Yes,
By himself.
indeed.
And the clip by the first lady.
Yeah.
It's very revealing.
Mm,
There's basically nothing else for us to say.
exactly.
Unless we're trying to deceive ourselves thinking, oh yeah,
Mhm.
the president,
Mhm.
the president,
Mhm.
power, unless if you wanna stay in that la la land,
Yeah.
we're more than welcome to.
No, no, it's time to wake up. Thank you, Mansa, so much.
These two clips are very revealing.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Just hold fire. Let me hear from Farida, the lady in the house. Farida, welcome on board. Please go ahead and say a few words. Thank you. Farida, over to you.
Thank you. I want to say, how do I know to free my mind if Africa was never there?
Yeah.
How can I even think to free my mind
Mm.
if Africa was not there?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cannot even think to free my mind
Mm.
to be a free person.
Mm.
Everyone says free, 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 be free.
Mm.
But free is Africa.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's it.
Mm.
And I am African.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a mix of some basically other stuff.
Yes.
But we came to Africa because it was the free. I think they came there for the free,
Mhm.
free. And if I die today and I come back, I want to come back as African.
Wow. That's a powerful statement right there. Very, very powerful statement, Farida. Thank you so much. I mean, I can't add more to that. That's yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
As my sister, thank you very much. I knew that Africa freedom is coming in. Freedom is on the way coming in. Because
Yes.
if we can remember, since in year 2000,
Yeah.
so Europe, some part of Europe struggling for financial sectors.
Yes.
We all know at the time before Obama is coming into power.
Yeah.
So Italy, Spain, Portugal was, and then Greece.
Mhm.
Because that time
Yeah.
their banking system,
Yeah.
their banking system have structures and branches.
Yep.
So the branch clubs, so structures are there, but the branch clubs. So
Yeah.
they got financial sector. Because why?
Mhm.
20 years war in Iraq, Afghanistan. That's why the problem they are facing now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then what they plan after that?
You think
we
I
all see-
want to be Afghanistan?
No.
Yeah, and then one day
No.
one day you
No,
gonna
What?
be
I want to
African.
be African.
I'm real Pan African.
No. I'm sorry. Sorry. Well, Suare, you said something. I'm not quite sure I followed that particular part of. What did you say? Could you clarify that, please?
Which are about their financial sectors.
Okay. You mean the Western governments? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Because the Africans have to
No, what
use.
happened is I read it.
Mhm.
They keep lying and lying and
Mhm.
lying.
Mhm.
What happened is the Ottoman Empire.
Mhm.
What happened? Alexandra, if you know, he's the king of Greece.
Yeah.
They're lying. They say Constantine.
Mhm.
Alexandra is the king of Rome. They're not the king of Rome. They're the king of Greece.
Mm.
They've been lying.
Okay.
And they don't want us to read the real history.
Mm.
They want us to see fantasies.
Okay.
Oh, is this? But it's not.
Mm.
Constantine, Alexandra
Mhm.
was, and you could Google them and see their faces.
Yeah.
Who these men was.
Mm.
But they don't want you
To know
even
that.
these Bibles,
Okay.
these Qurans,
Mhm.
they started this in
Mm.
the 19th century.
Mm.
It's not even that long. This has been.
Interesting
Maybe
point.
our ancestors did not even see this.
No.
It started happening
Mm.
of recent. The They're liars and they keep lying. So never take for a fact what they say.
Yeah.
Do your own inquiries.
Yes.
Because
True.
they keep lying. They want you to think why facts, information, what is FFF is African. Who's France? France is zero.
Yeah.
To be honest, you see
Yeah.
Africans, what they did over there in Missouri.
Yeah.
We call it Masar. Egypt, we call it Masar. We know what they did over there. We know what they did over there, and what they did, everyone to this day is like, wow, how did they do that? But it wasn't even that long ago. They make you think, and then these African Americans, they come in. I'm sorry, when your country is through war, yes, we move away.
Indeed.
You know, I moved away from Africa because there was a war in my country.
Yeah.
And they never say that to you, oh, you moved away from your country. I think if I don't keep my story and I don't write it now, in a few years, they say I'll come here because they've been slaving me.
Yeah.
Or some kind of story. They make it up. So don't think what they say to you is correct.
Yeah.
What happened is we had a different writing system.
Yep.
And when the Christopher Columbus typewriter, he's not even a human, he's a typewriter. When he occurred, they wrote down stuff. And even me, sometimes I hate that Islamic religion, literally. But I know, what was that man, what was he, why is his ancestors right now, they're the best, they have it, everything, because there's one country that is Arabia, and that's Saudi Arabia. Why does one country called Saudi Arabia run all these countries? It's because Muhammad was told to read and write. So they started reading and writing, and literally that made their ancestors be clever, and they make you read their books and believe what they say.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is Africa needs to not read, but to start write too.
I get you. We have to write our own stories about ourselves, not anybody else.
Others can write it for you. And history is his story. If you break it, it's
His story. Yeah, that's true.
Story.
Oshatala Mokinyo. Yes. Indeed.
It's not facts.
No.
It's someone's story.
Yeah, it's true. Farida, thank you so much. I'm so glad you mentioned this. Yeah.
History was removed from our educational system.
Yeah.
I think it was by Obasanjo.
Yes.
So they commanded Obasanjo to remove it from our education system. You understand? Because they know that when we begin to put this history into serious checkup,
Yeah.
then we're going to have a different mindset, and we're going to find our normal position.
Yeah.
So for this,
thank you, Shatala. Yeah.
Those history, it's like we've been in the dark.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
So it was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Our
Indeed.
leaders, the kind of mistake they made, that we, this generation, we are trying to fix those mistakes. We're trying to put things in a normal position. So it taught me so bad that these so-called leaders that want to come into power, or that are already in power,
Yeah.
even the ones that are preparing to come into power,
Yeah.
if care is not taken, they
Yeah. Yeah. They would do.
Understand?
Yeah.
So most of these our corrupt leaders, they are busy training their children
Yeah.
in the United States,
Exactly.
UK,
Yeah.
to come back home
And
to
then
continue from where they stopped.
we have to put a stop to this. This cannot. We cannot allow this to go on. No. No.
You see?
No. What I was going to say, I wanted to just touch briefly on something before. Let me read something because Suarez said something about IMF, and that was number 10 on my list. IMF and World Bank force African governments to never subsidize farming in Africa, while farmers in the Western world are heavily subsidized. I think common agricultural policy in the EU. US subsidized farming in America and forced places like Haiti to buy American rice at cheap prices to decimate African and Haitian agriculture. Our farmers are treated unfairly through pricing controls that make African farmers produce and good produce and goods at very cheap prices through unfair exchange rate controls. So it's very much in line with what Suware was saying earlier on. The IMF and the World Bank, they are really. Oh, thank you very much, Oshaton. I appreciate this. Thank you so much. So let me just I have to say thank you for the treasure box. So the IMF and the World Bank, they are really engines to keep the African economies down, to make sure that whatever we make, we will never be able to match. We will never be able to get it in terms of the value of our produce, because they will always keep the price of our produce, our resources at less than 1%, like my brother Manta said. These are clever systems. I don't know if I'll read one more thing, then I'll let others come in. Yes, go ahead.
Brother, I will never be with them because the way they treat me
Mm,
is so
mm,
disgustingly,
mm,
you know. They
mm,
say, "Oh, you have a bit of," because I have African in me. The way they treat me is so disgustingly. They think they're better than my
mm,
continent, everything. I
mm.
can't stand them anymore. I need Africa to wake up.
Yeah,
Serious.
yeah,
Your children is getting abused by others for no reason.
yeah,
And they're zero. They're zero.
yeah,
Seriously, you was the best.
yeah, yeah,
Seriously, everyone wants to be in heaven and
yeah,
in Islamic religion, Firdaus.
yeah.
And I think the heaven is in Africa.
Yep, yep,
That's why
yep, yep.
even my that's why they came here. Why did you come here? Why was you running away
Mm,
from where you were?
mm,
Why did you come here?
mm.
Because you knew Africa was better,
Yeah,
and now you want to abuse Africans.
yes, yeah,
It's not okay.
yeah. No,
It's not okay.
no.
And even me,
Mm,
as a person who has African in me,
yeah,
because I'm 77% African, and they do that to me,
yeah.
it's so disgusting.
Mm,
I
mm,
don't even want to be part of them, nothing
mm,
to do with them, because I know they come,
mm-hmm,
they were, even if my ancestors
mm-hmm.
was not 100% African and they came here, I know they came to have a better in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Africa is the one, and they came here for better.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
for them to even disrespect Africa
Yeah,
after they come here for better
yeah.
is
It's
crazy.
that's the truth. That is
It
you.
doesn't make sense.
Mm,
It
mm,
doesn't make sense.
yeah.
Oh, you came to Africa for a better life,
Mm,
to be living better,
mm,
but then you want to disrespect Africans.
mm.
It doesn't make sense.
No,
So
no.
if you want, take them out.
Yeah.
Every one of them, I support.
No, I mean, I think the best thing we can do is as Africa. Thank you very much, Farida, for that. It's for us in Africa to wake up, and we need to really wake up as a collective, and that's what we're trying to do. So yeah. Go ahead.
You know what is we have to know who are these people, or who are those people fighting us to get our freedom
Yeah.
from colonialism, from
Yes.
mental colonialism,
That's correct.
and then from economical colonialism.
That's correct. Yes.
Because
I'm
you
tired
see
of
during this,
colonialism like
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
know Arab language.
Yeah.
listen, you see this during
means no.
Yeah.
It means you
Yeah.
say language, it means no to this, no to that. I
Yeah.
know that colonial means no.
Yeah.
And I'm sick and tired of them.
Mm.
They think we don't know what no means no. They think
Yeah.
we don't know no. And in my country, that word is not even no. They say Maya. Maya means no.
No.
In
Ah.
my language.
Mm.
But
No, Freda.
Country is that?
through my Arabic ancestry, I found out la means no.
Wow. Okay.
And that's even a tiny percent of me. I'm 77% African.
Okay.
And yeah, Africans, they were peace people. They never bother nobody. They never done nothing. But they were hungry people. Do you know when someone is so hungry, they're in a freezing cold? I'm in the UK now. If this freezing cold,
Yeah.
if there was no electricity, no heat, I cannot stay here. Seriously, I'll be barbaric, savage. I will turn into an animal. Trust me. And I think this is what they did. Africa is beautiful,
Yep.
amazing,
Yep.
literally the best continent. It is tropical.
Yeah.
It has everything.
Everything and more.
Literally, it has that. You know?
Yeah.
If I was in the UK with no electricity,
Yeah.
no heat,
Yeah.
no light, I'll be wilding out too,
Yeah.
as much as them. And I'll be going over to conquer other continents. So you need to remember that in Africa, everyone is there. In the weather, you have your nice weather, you have your plants, everything, the fruits, everything. You got it going on literally.
But now we need to make sure that Africans start benefiting from it. That's the question. Now we have to benefit from ours.
Come to other areas
Mm-hmm.
to make it comfort.
Yeah.
So I think Africa was calm because they don't need to. Africa doesn't need electricity. Literally, they're okay. Sunshine, 24 hours. They don't need what the Europe. I'm in Europe. When I'm in Europe, what Africa needs is not the same as what Europe needs.
That's true to a certain extent, yes. But we need to be Africa needs to be allowed to do what Africa wants to do, and that's what that's the thing.
We know
Yeah.
what I think now Africa knows what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Africa did it. It did it in the past.
Yes, exactly. That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think all at the same time, as Africans, don't accept outsiders. Not even
No.
me.
Actually,
Not
we.
even me. Don't accept outsiders.
Okay.
Seriously, Africa needs
To be very, very. This is a very good point you raise. Actually, Farida, you raise a good point.
You know, Freda, that's why I say we have to know who are these people.
Yeah.
Why?
Mm.
These people, they are using religious, they are using their money to divide us.
Yes.
That we have to understand them. Who
No,
are they?
I think they use their cute faces. I had cute boyfriends. Seriously, I was falling for their fucking shit.
Oh,
And
language,
no,
don't.
no fooling for them.
Okay.
Be about the facts.
Yeah.
Africa, you created facts. You created
Yeah.
evidence. You created proof.
Yeah.
You created that, and you need to remember that.
Thank you.
Created
That's
facts,
Freda.
proof.
Freda, you know.
Thank you.
Freda,
Yeah,
also
go ahead.
I'm living in the United Kingdom here.
Okay.
I know them very well. I'm living Europe like 25 years
Yeah.
now, but I know them very well.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are from us.
To be honest, the English, they don't even care anymore. They want the citizens do the best that they can. I have issues with the Arabs. They're disgusting. They're the ones who are holding us back.
Okay.
I shared DNA with them.
No,
They're
Freda.
the worst.
No.
Freda, listen.
Okay. Go ahead.
Freda, yes, because they are using their money and
Mhm.
they are using the religious, but really they are from us.
Mhm.
They are from us
Mm.
because
You know what?
I
They-
knew them very well. We have to know who are
nobody
those, who are
wanted
these
in
people
Europe,
fighting us
so
back.
they threw them away,
Mm.
and even when Africans was ruling Europe, when they was thrown out, they said take your servants, whatever, with you.
Mm.
And yes, they came back. You came back with your servants.
Mm.
Yeah, and now the servants you had in Europe is now trying to act up and think they're better than you. Is not nice.
I mean, I think that just on that issue, on that specific point, what I want to do, Farida, I'm really grateful for your comments there. I want to focus more now on what we Africans are going to do to solve the problems that we have. So I want us to, and you are giving us good ideas. We have to be very, very tough about what we let in into into African continent. Like Suare said, we need to know what is, who are we dealing with on issues, on things. We have to be very, very, very aware. But let me read something to you quickly. And this is something that we need to be aware of as Africans as well. The many African countries, 11, are forced to.
Can I share something? Even this is you can research this
Okay,
on Google or whatever.
okay,
Even an Arab man said they used to be out there, but you know now
Mhm.
what's happening in Israel, Palestine?
Yeah.
They see Arabs as savages. They're the
Mm.
savages. You know,
Mm.
they did that to African first.
Mm.
Now it's the Arabs.
Yeah.
You know, now the Arabs are savages. They
Yeah.
made the
Okay, I see what you mean. Yes, they
now
did
the
that.
Arabs are savages.
Mm.
And you know why they did that? There was a time it was about typewriters,
Mm.
you know,
Mm.
Yes,
and
Freda, this
you
is why
have to type in your language.
Yeah.
If you use your own language,
That's it.
because now we're using British language.
Yeah.
Why is Britain, England so powerful? Even they have more power than even America.
Mm.
Is because their language
Yeah.
and their typewriting and what they do is going across.
Mm.
So what Africa needs to do, you need to have your own typewriters.
Yes.
You need to have your own writers of your own
Language
history.
and our own history. Yes, exactly. That's what we need. Yes.
Go out there and be selling it to everyone.
That's correct. Very good point. Let's hear. Thank you very much, Farida. Okay, Suware, go ahead. Let's hear from you.
yes, Freda, this is why I want to explain how we have to understand who are these people.
Mm.
Because if you see this during these 10 years, you are saying Palestine. Just Palestine is started at this time.
Mm.
So before these 10 years, you see when this Saudi Arabia going to war for Yemen,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that they started Tigray war,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that
Saudi Arabia is bombing Yemen.
Yes, they are. They are. That's true. That's true.
I'm coming. That's why
Yeah.
you have to understand who are these people.
Mm.
They are using religious
It's
name.
not about
They
them.
are
This
they
is
are
it.
using
They
their money.
want to be distracting Africa. Literally, they want to not to focus on you. They
Mm.
want you to think about this area, this area.
Mm.
You need to focus on you because I heard I'm gonna
Interesting.
send a video
Yeah.
to Citizen.
Yes.
This Zionist woman, she's saying she's gonna even come to the River Nile.
Mm. Mm.
Like the Israeli woman, she's saying this is not the end.
Well,
We're gonna
okay.
take over Palestine. We're gonna take over Lebanon. We're gonna take over this area. This is us.
Wow.
So we're gonna see what our ancestors saw before in the past, and we better be ready because she said she's even gonna take over Egypt and she's gonna come down the Nile.
Okay.
Focus
Well,
on
yo.
that. And I don't know what other areas
Okay.
they
Yeah.
want to do.
I'm coming. You know why? This is why I say we people.
Yes.
They
Yes.
are among us.
Mm-hmm.
They have even
They
they
are
are,
business people.
Now let him
They
to talk.
work together.
Farida, hold on. Farida, hold on. Let's hear from Suwari. 1 second. I let's go ahead, Suwari. Go ahead.
this is Friday. This is I know they are among us. They even recruit some black members in our society.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, because of their money, their wealth, their power. This why I'm coming.
Mm-hmm.
Before they started Palestine, they went to Yemen,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that they tried to fight Tigray war,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that they tried to control Sahel,
Mm-hmm.
Sahel region.
Yes. Central African Republic.
They tried to control Sahel region.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that they start Sudan war.
Country, they stole our identity. You don't even care about that country. You're too busy with Ethiopia. You don't even know who's King Solomon at this point, and you don't even respect it. So I'm not even gonna say.
No,
So-
Fred, I'm saying because they are these people. They are from us.
Mm.
They migrated somewhere and then changed, and then they are coming back and fighting us. We have to know them.
Mm.
We have to know them.
Why do you think Ethiopia has got a P? What country in Africa has got a P apart from Europe? Are you kidding me? Serious? And
Okay.
in Egypt, they saying pharaohs. This
Mm.
P is B in Africa is a B. It's a B. Bantu. Serious. I don't even know where this P came from.
I think that's
I don't know them, but I know them. I know
yeah.
them very well. You don't know them, but I
What
know them very well.
okay, listen guys, what I want to do, let's steer this in the direction we want to go now. We're looking at how we can, everything we've said now is about how Africa is not free. So I want us to think about what steps we can take as a community to free Africa. What can we do in our practical lives, in our communities?
In terms of language, block them.
Okay.
Have your own typewriters, have your own
Oh,
language.
yeah,
and
okay.
block them so they can't understand
What
you
you're saying.
do, how you live, what you do.
Mm-hmm.
That is how you do it. Don't speak their language.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't
Mm-hmm.
use their language.
Mm.
Throw it out.
Mm.
Use your
Own language. Mm.
That's where it starts. Because if
Okay.
you use their language, they're gonna understand whatever you do.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they
Mm.
just keep lying over and over. They just lie
Yeah.
about everything. So
Mm. Mm.
on top of that, you need to write your history.
True. So right. Okay. Suwari,
Your history.
yeah.
Write your own
History.
history.
That's exactly what I'm preaching. We have to tell our own stories.
Don't have them understand what
Mhm.
you communicate. That's
Mhm.
how you cut them off.
Good point. Very, very good point. I think Manta, do you want to chip in here for a few minutes and then I'll let Egosa go in. So yeah, go ahead.
I wholly agree with what my sister Farida was saying.
Yeah.
A lot of points she said is point on. But before we can move forward with what the brother host is saying,
Mm-hmm.
we have to be a we. Right now, we're not a we.
That's correct. Yeah.
We're not a we. We are deeply divided.
Disparate. Yeah.
We're deeply fractured, and and that has been the result. You can see, as a continent, we when it comes to how we interact with outside world,
Yeah.
we don't have a common position.
Yeah.
We don't have a common foreign policy.
No,
We interact.
exactly. I mean, I was just saying, example now. We are forced to use French francs in so many of the CFA in many of the French countries. Many African countries they tie their currency to the dollar. So or euro, and there's no freedom. We haven't got financial freedom like Suare was saying. These are things that we have to look at collectively. Ourselves to actually look at. Okay, you know what? We have to fix this thing. And again, it goes back to what Farida said. Our languages on the African continent has to be what we must use every day. Yes.
That can be easily done if we were If
That's
we
true.
are we,
Mm.
then funding our own language,
Mm.
designing our own political orientation
Yes.
as to how we will deal in internal matter as well as the outside world. Once we are we, all these I'm sure they will come automatically.
True. True.
But if we are fractured,
Yeah.
we can speak about it, but when it comes to putting it into practice on the ground, it's not gonna be possible.
So your belief, you're saying that we have to start from we. We have to start from that unity. That unity is what we need. Okay. Brilliant.
That's how I look at it.
Thank you so much. 1 second. Let me just hear. Egosa, do you wanted to say something? If you want to join the broadcast, please do let me know. I'll add people. If you want to join, you can join. Egosa, do you want to say something? I looked. I saw you. I think you wanted to say something.
Yeah. Like our brother said, we need to first of all unite. Understand? Because we need to first of all unite. Then, if we're able to unite, like the brisk currency, like what I've seen, they have a formula, and that formula that they are using is really beating the dollar so hard.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So and there are some African countries who are in the brisk program. So if these people, if this Africa country who are in the brisk currency, they can impute the same formula.
Yeah.
By unity to bring that formula, to expose that formula to Africa, then I tell you, Africa currency will go far.
Yes.
Because back in those days, I think Nigerian naira was more than $1.
It was $2 to $1 naira. $2 to $1 naira.
You understand?
Yeah.
So negligence brought us to
Where we are now.
Because our leaders never saw this coming.
No.
So there was a formula that they were using that makes our naira to be more than $1 then. So they should go and observe that formula.
Yeah.
They should observe it.
Yes.
That is one.
Okay.
Then again, there's this lie that like what Farida was saying, that
Yes.
they lied to us that it was a lie that made us to believe that
Yeah.
it's only crude oil. You understand? Because if you look at Nigeria, everybody depends on crude oil.
No. No.
Understand? And we have a lot of resources.
My brother, they are taking out of Nigeria every year, get this, $9 billion worth of gold annually for the last 10 years. For the last 10 years.
Like in Italy here.
Yeah.
Like this part of Italy.
Yeah.
The amount of money,
Yeah.
millions they are making from clay, just clay, that they used to build house.
Yeah.
Clay.
Yeah.
Millions that they are making.
You see? From just clay.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
They used to build that. They just cut it like blocks. The supply to, to all the regions. They are making money from it. You see a full house.
Yeah.
A full house. Without a pillar, or everything with clay.
You're true. These are things. Oh, sugar. What happened? It's just gone hot. Oh God, one sec. Oh God, I hope it's not gone out. It won't let me do it on the live. I can't go on the live yet. Shit. Oh God. Okay, we'll do something with this. Yeah, but it's not hot, is it? It is hot. 1 second. The battery got hot. And I cannot do it any other way. Okay. You just get back in there. Okay, hold on. Okay. Battery just went dead. Don't worry. Okay. 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 Resume. Let's go. Yeah. Hello. Uh, it's in. It's on. Oh, I see. It's not fully charged in, Nisha. Sorry, guys. So 1 second, please. I'm just trying to check this. So those of you who are on Facebook, YouTube, bear with me. The battery seems to have just conked out. It's been hot today, so the battery is very, very hot. For those of you on TikTok, I do apologize. If you're watching, the TikTok just suddenly dropped out on me. So I'm trying to connect that back, then we can carry on with the broadcast. So I want to thank you all so much for joining the broadcast, and your contributions are very much appreciated. We are going to continue this broadcast as much as we can because we do need to talk about this. We need to be aware and alert and awake to what's been done and what needs to be done in our communities. So I'm hoping that this will stabilize now. So just bear with me. I'm going to try and connect it back. I'm hoping that it will work. I think the battery just conked out on itself, but I'm hoping that it will be back. So let's just bear with me whilst I get this down. I can't balance. Yeah, I'll do that later. I'm not doing that now. I need to go and check what I was doing before. Live, resume. Okay, did you go back? Sorry, I think the battery went dead. Resume, yeah. Okay. So, do apologize. I do apologize for the breakup in the broadcast. It just suddenly went on me. So I couldn't really do anything else. I've had to do what I can. Just bear with me.
To know what this
Yes.
person is about.
Yes.
You need to know
Mhm.
that they are
Go ahead.
giving their loyalty. If they're not giving their loyalty to Africa,
Mhm. Yeah.
you need to throw them out.
That's it. That's it.
Yes, like what the Burkina Faso did.
Yes.
What that guy did.
Yes.
He threw them out.
He threw them out.
So we are the one feed them the power.
Yes.
We are the one making them to feel like, oh, they are powerful.
Mhm.
You understand?
Yeah.
Immediately started his operation.
Mhm.
You cannot begin to see how powerless
Yes.
France has become. Yeah.
Mhm.
You understand?
Mhm.
Immediately you just wake up from the sleep
They put you exactly.
You see them running away.
Mm.
Yes, sir. I say every day we are the one who are sponsoring their wars.
That's it.
We are the one who are sponsoring them
Mm.
because the problem.
Now, sorry, like, okay, now
You know what
they are
you
afraid
need
of
to do? Be
how many countries they are afraid of
everywhere.
Russia.
You need to do
All the European countries put
everywhere.
together
Be
are
around
afraid of
everyone.
Russia
Mm.
White,
because of
you're Asian.
Oh! Sorry. The discussion just went. The battery, I think, is overheating somewhat. Sorry about this. They are still having the discussions on the platform, and I'm going to resume. I'm hoping, but the phone is just, I think, it's overheating. So I'm going to have to end this broadcast on TikTok, which is very interesting, and there's quite a crowd on there. If you're watching us on YouTube, please share the broadcast. Help us grow the platform. We are appreciative of your support. Those of you on Facebook as well, please share the broadcast. We are getting some kind of restrictions by Facebook on our platform, so that's why there's barely anybody watching, even though we have over 100,000 followers on there. I don't know what Facebook has against us, but it doesn't matter. We will continue. In the meantime, this broadcast is unfortunately having issues here. Somebody's trying to call me. Who's calling me? Sorry, who's this? Okay, hold on. 1 second. Hey, bro. I'm on a live broadcast right now. Do you want to chip in? I don't know if you.
Yes,
Go ahead.
yes,
Go ahead. Go
yes,
ahead.
sir.
Okay.
Good
Go ahead.
evening, good evening,
Good
sir.
evening. Good evening, my brother. Go ahead. Yeah.
It has been absolutely a while.
Yes, it has been. It has been. I'm on a live broadcast right now, though. But go ahead.
Yes,
Go ahead. So, what would you
yeah.
like to say?
With your topic,
Yes.
about is Africa free?
Yes.
For me, I would say Africa, we are not free, but we are getting freed
That's correct.
every single day.
Exactly. Exactly.
And the
That's it.
reason why I'm saying we're getting freed is
Yeah.
because now Africans,
Yeah.
youth,
Yeah.
are now understanding the reason why all the hardship and all the confusion that is happening to Africa
Yeah.
is happening to us
Yeah.
because they're learning every single day
Day.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, they're learning every single day
Yeah.
and they seeing it's crystal clear to
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
that the
Yeah.
lies that has been told to Africans for centuries,
Yeah.
it's it's just pure
It is
lies,
pure lies. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And
So we're back again. Yeah. Go ahead. Go
yes,
ahead.
and
Yeah.
African youths have seen that whatever they think like is the truth
Yeah.
before,
Hmm.
it's absolutely shambles.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It is. Yeah. Go
So
ahead. Sorry.
so now so now
Yeah.
is African getting freed?
Yeah.
We are getting freed. Are we getting freed in a fast pace?
Yeah.
No.
No.
But are we gonna get freed? Yes.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Because
Trying to.
at the moment, the number one problem that is locking African minds
Yeah.
up in dungeon
Yeah.
is religion.
It is. It is. It is.
If Africans are free away from religion slavery,
Mhm. Mhm.
mental slavery will be a child's play.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
religion is a one big problem in
Yeah.
Africa
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Africans believe so deep into religion
One
that they
second, Gosa.
feel
Sorry about
like
that. Yeah.
once religion issue is solved,
Yeah.
the problem of their life is 100% solved.
Exactly. Exactly.
But now in the Western world,
Yeah.
knows that religion is nothing.
Yes. Yes.
If
It
you
is.
believe in religion and you don't work towards that religious belief,
Yeah.
it's failure.
It is. It is. It is. It is.
But Africans believe
Yeah.
that if they call upon God
Yeah.
and for some reason,
Mhm.
if they call upon God at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, in 6 o'clock in the evening,
Yes.
and they play a lottery at 6 o'clock that evening,
Yeah.
and at 8 o'clock in that evening they win a jackpot, they
Yeah.
believe God just answered their prayer.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's true. That's true. But that's where
But
we're. That's where we're trying to break up
they
now.
don't know, they don't know that the mindset that they put towards the lottery that they played at 6 o'clock
Yes.
and a good pick
Mhm.
and a good strategy
Indeed. Yeah.
made them won the lottery
Mhm.
at 8 o'clock.
Exactly. Exactly.
But they believe that God has answered the prayer. That's the reason why they won that lottery at 8 o'clock.
We need to wake up from that nonsense. To be honest, we got to wake up from that
Exactly.
nonsense. We got to wake up.
So that mindset, if we don't wake up away from that mindset,
Mm-hmm.
we are not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
however,
Mm.
the generation of Africans of today are
Yeah.
now realizing
Mm-hmm.
that the Western culture that brought religion to us,
Yes.
they don't even believe in the religion that they brought to us.
Precisely. Precisely.
They
Precisely.
don't believe in it.
Yes. Yes.
They don't believe in it.
They don't.
They
They don't.
believe that without you working
Mm-hmm.
a tangible job
Yeah.
or doing something substantial
Mm-hmm.
that will keep your economy running,
Mm.
religion is not going to give you freedom.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
now they understand that.
Mm.
But there's more teachings to be done
Exactly. More
for
teachings.
them to get to
Exactly.
the maximum point.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So is Africa free? I would say yes, Africa is free.
Mm.
But are we free?
No.
We are not
We're not free.
free.
Free. No.
But we are free.
Yeah.
But
Thank
we
you.
are not free.
Oh, good. 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 Good.
There's difference between you super free
Yes.
and you free.
Yeah. Exactly.
So if I say in a 100%,
Mm.
I would say Africa is free 65%.
Okay. So you go that high. Okay.
Yes, I will go that
But
high because
how would you look at the issue of lack of free movement and lack of free trade among African countries? Because 82%.
lack of free movement and
Mm,
lack of free trade is still wraps around colonialism.
mm,
If
mm,
you look at the eastern part of Africa,
yeah.
they are opening
Just
up
play with
their
the guys.
borders to every corners of Africa.
Yes.
If you look at the southern part of Africa, some southern part of Africa are opening up their economy to every African countries,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and some of them are not.
Mm.
If you look at the the western part of Africa,
Mm-hmm.
right? Some of them are opening up their economy, but they are not opening up their economy 100% because of colonialism.
Listen, yeah, of
I
course,
think
yes.
the western part of Africa, colonialism has eaten so deep
Yeah,
into the western part of Africa
yeah,
that we need to figure out that first.
yeah.
And if Africa wants freedom, if Africa wants 100% freedom,
Mm-hmm.
the western part of Africa needs to denounce colonialism
Mm,
first.
mm. Okay, okay. I can read into that. Yes, I can agree with. I agree with that. I agree with that.
The western part of Africa needs to denounce colonialism,
Okay.
i.e.,
Yeah.
i.e., if Nigeria can denounce colonialism today,
Yeah.
the wave is going to spread across
Across.
every corner of Africa.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. No, very interesting point. I'm glad for your contribution here. Only for time purpose and for others to talk. You can, I'll let them chat. But thank you so much
Yes, sir.
for contributing. And
Thank you.
we have to bring you back on the show. We got to bring you back because
Oh,
there's a lot of work you do.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much
All
for
right.
everything you do.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Talk
Yes.
soon. Be in
Bye
touch.
for now.
We'll chat later. Bye for now. Thanks.
Bye.
So thank you. Bye. So
Cheers.
and thank for those of you who are waiting on the call on TikTok. Sorry about that. The phone suddenly got very hot, so it locked everything out. So please, we were having discussions. I think we got lost in the where the line went off. Anyway, so please, Amanta, if you please go ahead. Let's hear from you. Then I'll bring in Oliver and then Egosa and I am Red One as well. So Amanta, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Yeah, and a lot of good points were discussed.
Yeah,
But like I said earlier, we have to come to a point where it's a we.
that's correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then everything can be bad. But as you said right now,
Yeah.
borders here, some people, this,
Yeah.
that, for
Yeah. Yeah.
it's getting into the continent factor,
Yeah. Yeah.
allowing the continent to unite.
Yeah. Indeed.
Now,
Indeed.
and I know you touched something about, you touched a little bit on the IMF and
Yeah.
World Bank and all this.
Yeah.
We truly have to come to an understanding that whatever these people are doing, whatever they establish,
Yeah.
is to keep Africa down.
That's correct. That's correct.
To keep it down,
Yeah.
subjugated,
Yeah.
easy to close.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed.
Once we have that in our mind, then our interaction with them will change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not the mind where people are determined to keep us down,
Yeah.
supposed to be partnering with them for so-called development.
No, we can. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
That would be fooling ourselves.
Yeah.
There was a French economist, I think Nicholas Howard.
Yes.
He said something. He said that
I think it's Dutch. He's Dutch, isn't he? It's from.
Howard Nicholas.
Yes. It's from. It's Dutch.
Or is it that?
Yeah. It's from the. Yeah. It's from the international. It studies in the university in Holland. It's from. This is Dutch. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They said that it's within it's among the highest interests of Europe
Yeah.
for the sub-Saharan Africa to remain underdeveloped
That's correct.
pure.
And only producing raw materials. Only producing raw materials.
Only be a space that produces raw materials
That's correct.
for Europe.
Yeah.
He said that it's very crucial for Europe
Yeah.
to remain
That way. That's correct. That's correct.
and I go to war.
Yeah.
And I go to war to make sure that remains like that.
Yeah.
They have to go to war to make sure
Sure.
the status quo
It
remains.
remains. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you're telling me now that your so-called leaders will run to these people to help you in developing yourself?
Nah. Nah. They cannot.
You'll be fooling yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, so the only solution is for Africans to turn their eyes inward,
That's correct.
look at themselves, and unite themselves
Yeah.
and build for themselves.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Thank you so much, Mansa.
We suffered enough.
Yes, it. Yes.
Ancestors was hanged,
Yeah.
and now 70 years later, they want to say, "Oh, we're sorry what we did to your ancestors," but it's not sorry.
No. 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 What? Just out of interest, how many of you will support? I hope you are all in support of demanding for the African artifacts to be returned back to Africa. No questions. Because I think that's where we start.
I want them to return that,
Mhm.
but at this point, they've been hanging our ancestors.
Yes.
And we know, do you think I think about artifacts? I think about my ancestors. They
Yes.
were hanging.
The heads. The heads.
They never did.
Yeah. They're in France. Yeah.
Literally, I need to know that
Mm.
first. They need to pay for that first.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they can pay for artifacts because
Yeah.
artifact is not a human.
No, I can see what you mean. Yeah, I get that. And for example, there are so many of the African kings, and in so many places, that they cut off their heads and they put them up for show. They must all be returned and buried properly and all of that. They have to do that. So I agree with you. Quick question. Now, how many of you are in touch? We need to be. Oh. Thank you. 1 second. You can't hear me. 1 second. I'll get that sorted. Thank you for that. I'll quickly fix it. I think the battery is gone. 1 second. So those of you on YouTube, just bear with me. Yeah, can you hear me now? 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 Can you hear me? Please type yes if you can hear me now. Type yes if you can hear me. Or somebody on yes you can. Fantastic. Okay. So now, I guess what now you can. Thank you very much, Mansa. Thank you so much. Farida, thank you very much. And I am Red One. Thank you. Thank you for the answer. Oliver, Pan-Africanist. Okay. You know what? We've not heard from Oliver. Let's hear from Oliver. Oliver, please go ahead, introduce yourself, and then I'll bring Red One as well. Oliver, go ahead.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, please.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I know the network is quite bad.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm audible now.
Yes, you can. Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. You're loud and clear. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, please. I'm Oliver Kapamba. I'm Zambian, based in England.
Yes.
Just recently relocated for greener pasture.
Okay.
As usual,
Yes, unfortunately.
we have to run away from Africa.
Yeah.
We have to run away from Africa.
Yeah.
We have to run away from the bad policies.
Mm.
We have to run away from the greed of our politicians. We have to run away from the inequality
Yeah.
in the sharing of opportunities,
Yeah.
especially for young people.
Yeah. Indeed.
Who have live dreams.
Mm.
People who dream about a better future
Yeah.
of Africa.
Indeed.
Young people who dream about the better future of their families.
Yeah.
They do not. If you are not part of an ethnic group that is in power,
Yeah.
then your future is doomed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you are not part of a political party that is ruling,
Yeah.
your future is doomed.
And that shouldn't be that way, should it? It shouldn't be.
People who are running away
Mm-hmm.
Africa, which is rich
Yeah.
with all the resources that the world needs,
Yeah.
but still remains poor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think at this point in time,
Yeah.
in this era of technology, social media,
Yeah.
there is apocalyptic kind of wave that is moving,
Yeah.
opening the eyes of many young people
Yeah.
in the area of religion,
Yeah.
in the area of economics,
Yes.
and in the area of politics.
Yeah.
In all spheres of human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I heard one submission. These are excellent submissions, and I believe most of us here are young people in the age group of between 30 and 50,
Mm.
or 30 and 45.
Yeah.
We are the energy, the engine that our continent needs.
Exactly.
It's needs for too long.
Too long. Way too long.
When we read the book by Kwame Nkrumah,
Yeah.
titled Imperialism, the last
Stage of neocolonialism. Yes.
neocolonialism.
Yeah. Neocolonialism. Yes.
And most of the presidents, most of the leaders we have in Africa today
Yeah.
the vision of the freedom fighters.
Yeah.
The vision they had for Africa when they fought for independence.
That's the book there.
Many leaders.
That's the book.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
It's not the vision that many African leaders are following today.
No.
Even the African Union is far miles kilometers away from the vision
Yeah.
why it was formed. Because the proposal were to having one unitary state
Yeah.
proposed by Kwame Nkrumah
Mm-hmm.
and supported by a few
Mm-hmm.
individuals. But just even there, transitioning from colonialism to independence, the colonial masters were clever enough not to allow
Yeah.
the shackles on the mind of Africans off. Because Africa was shackled
Yeah.
on its knee, on its legs, on its hand.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Oh. Are you there?
Feet,
Yeah.
shackles from the feet
Yes.
and from the hands.
Yes.
But the shackles from the mind, they didn't touch it.
No.
It still remained on us
That's correct.
through the policies,
Yeah.
through the trade, the
Yeah.
to the left.
Okay.
Of the major mining
Yeah.
industries in Africa,
Yeah.
major oil industries in Africa, they are all not owned by government.
Yeah.
They are not owned by Africans.
Mm-hmm.
They are owned by multinational
Yeah.
colonial companies.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a system. So if we talk about being in control and changing Africa, it must begin by changing the policies. Because the world all over runs on systems.
Yeah.
What systems are we creating as Africa?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What systems are our government creating?
Mm-hmm.
Because you cannot expect the same system that oppressed you to liberate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So there must be systems deliberately. We need bold leaders
Mm-hmm.
like Yoweri Museveni. We need bold leaders. I can mention a few
Mm-hmm.
who are standing and opposing imperialism.
Mm-hmm.
And most of these leaders, you find them, they don't have trust in a lot of us young people because we are easily going to sell out.
Yeah.
Easily.
Mm. Mm.
So
Mm.
what we need to do is education system.
Yeah.
China planned for 50, 100 years of their future state of China.
Yep.
I don't know if we have any country in Africa which has planned a future state or a future continent of Africa
Mm.
in 100 years. We can steal knowledge.
Yeah.
Each country can send 10 young people
Yeah.
into developed countries to
Yeah.
go and learn systems,
Yeah.
to go and learn technology in different sectors,
Yeah.
in engineering,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the sciences.
Absolutely.
5 to 10 years, and then bring them back in the country,
Mm-hmm.
on the continent, to come and implement, because every civilization is evolved from the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we do not have a deliberate, and the
Yeah.
economic or as I summarize,
Yeah.
why it is difficult for us to come out of this neo-colonialism is because our budgets are sponsored, our politics are sponsored by the West.
Mm.
We do not look into ourselves. We have always been looking outside
Mm.
for solutions, but the solutions are that within Africa. During the time of independence, we had a lot of countries that we look up to for to help us in training, military, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, we can still do that by
Mhm.
training our own
Mm-hmm.
young people in
Yeah.
the fields, in the military, in the economics, field of
In all areas.
engineering,
Yeah.
agriculture, and so forth, and implement that knowledge within ourselves.
Mm.
Yes, I think that's my submission.
Thank you so much, Oliver, my brother. I'm so grateful. Please don't be a stranger. I'm going to be following you straight away because because we are following each other. Good. So I'm really grateful for your comments there, and you really hit the nail on the head. We need leaders who are going to be committed, and they have to come from within our people, and we have to really get our youth out there to learn about technology to really take Africa forward. So well said. Let's go to I am Red One. You've been waiting for some time, and then we'll go to the guy. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening, my brother. Good evening.
To me, I felt the leaders, people we call leaders in this African country, are
Yeah.
just the Western agents.
Mm.
They are not actual leaders.
Mm.
We only picture them as a leaders because a leader is someone who sees an opportunity
Mm-hmm.
and look to that opportunity.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
They just
Puppets.
keep us down. Yeah.
Mm.
They've been keeping us down for a very
Long
long
time. Mm.
So, and this religion of the thing
Yeah.
is also part of what they've been using.
Yeah.
Because it's been here for a very long time.
Yeah. It's true.
I think what we can do, part of what we can do is just most of us young Africans we are awake,
Yeah.
but we are still few, very few.
Yeah.
So it will be okay if we can see this kind of program
Yes.
on almost all these African platforms. Our celebrities, instead of just having a conversation of fun, all those, it's not rubbish.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
But to me, it is
Yeah.
drugs.
Yeah.
But to them, they are just having fun and all that. So I think this kind of program should be something to be
Thank you.
going on over and over.
Over and over. To wake the people up. So you think it's something that is needed on a consistent basis?
Yeah, because Pluto once said there will never be a social harmony.
Mm.
A king is not a philosopher, or a philosopher is not a king.
Mm.
So all those kind of stuff, we are awoken, but just few of us.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this Russia, China of the thing,
Mm-hmm.
the war going on in the world
Mm-hmm.
since last year, 2023.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is an open opportunity
Mm-hmm.
for all African countries
Yeah.
to get rid of this Western puppet.
Yeah.
But they are all not ready.
Mm.
And it pains me a lot that this is an opportunity. Actually, we can fight this thing by ourselves, but we just need a superpower.
Mhm.
We have to work with their enemy.
Yes.
Enemy in their
Yeah.
So we work with the enemy. Who are the enemies? They have them all around them. So let's work with their enemy.
Mm.
We just use our head to work with the enemy.
Mm.
So by working with the enemy, we can get rid of these people in a very even short time
Okay.
without having so much loss.
Okay.
I don't know what is wrong with these our leaders.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are the problem right now. I
Mm.
don't see anything else. Because you see all these Western countries. I'm in a Western country.
Yeah.
There is nothing here. There is nothing.
Yeah.
I can tell people
Mm-hmm.
we don't have anything in this Western country.
No.
We have this best standard of living in Africa.
Mm.
You enjoy the life you are living. Here you don't enjoy life.
Mm.
What you do is moving drugs all around,
Mm-hmm.
turning people to activity of the thing.
Mhm.
All those. I don't. It is not rubbish to them.
No.
To me, it's rubbish because it is their culture. That's not my culture.
Mm.
So I don't have much to say.
No.
But I think we just need to
You.
we need a government that
Yeah.
is photocopy.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much.
We've been using the photocopy government for a very
Long
long time.
time.
They are the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Copy one another for a very long. It's still the same thing.
Wow.
Changes is still the same.
Same thing.
So we just need someone that is very bright.
Okay.
Person.
Brilliant.
That is
Brilliant.
very brutal.
Yeah.
Anything we want to do.
And focused. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Mansa said your leaders are captured. Very, very apt. Let me go to the guy. Thank you so much for your submission. I'm read one. The guy, you've been waiting for some time. Welcome on board. Let's hear from you. Thank you. The guy, yeah. Thank you. Go ahead. Yeah.
How are you doing?
Good. Thanks. Good. Thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome on board.
Thank you so much. I think this is the kind of programs that I don't use. Yeah.
Mm. Thank you.
This is the kind of program that I don't want to miss.
Oh, thank you. Thank
I
you.
miss this kind of program
Yeah.
unless I am too busy.
Yeah.
If it is African affairs,
Yeah.
I promise myself I will never be busy when it comes to African affairs.
I like that statement right there.
I think,
Yeah.
I think people have shared minds, share ideas, and then all ideas are positive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are positive
Mm.
because in life,
Yep. 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 When you discover, you will recover. Yeah.
Recover. I think this is the time. This is the time that Africans have discovered who they are,
Yeah.
and I don't have doubt.
Mm.
I'm very strong. I'm
Yeah.
sure we will
Yeah.
recover. We will recover it.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
if I have said something,
Yeah. 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah. Go
we
ahead.
have to design a system.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If you want to change Africa,
Yeah.
we have to design a system that will work. How that system will work,
Okay.
we are the one that will design the system,
Yeah.
the flow chart, how we want Africa to be. Because I think when we keep saying leaders, I don't think leaders will bring us out from the current situation.
No. 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 No.
Because most of the leaders, they are I think they contribute
Yeah.
to challenge that we are facing.
They do. Very, very true.
As Africa, if you are an Africa, I keep saying this word. Bob Marley say what? In respect yourself from what?
From mental slavery. Yes.
None.
But ourselves can free our minds.
None. But ourselves can free our minds.
Yeah.
And then he once says the history of black 200 years he will not be wiped away easily.
No. No.
And again that he said that when Africa fight, they fight to the end. I think this is the time that we have to stand to fight to the end. But we cannot win the fight, the battle, unless we unite ourselves.
Up here.
Just in this word,
Yeah. Unity.
unity and mindset.
Yeah. Unity and mindset. Combined.
Each an African blood, he should have the mindset that this is the time that we have to unite ourselves as one. I think I shared this idea with you.
Yes.
This bad.
Yeah. Wow.
South Africa, Mozambique, Uganda, all what you're saying, they are blacks. We have black skins. So we have people in Europe. Those people in Europe, let us be clear. There is something that is holding this world that people don't know. Africa, we are busy with the religion, but technology is
That's it. Over.
every
Everything. Everything. AI.
we are battling with religion here,
Yeah.
and then they are battling with technology.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tomorrow they will come and teach us technology.
Yeah.
And then the most funny thing about the technology is our people that have the brain, the mentality, they have the ideas,
Yeah.
are the one that they have been taken away from Africa
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
build their
Technology.
nation's economy and everything. But Africa remained poor and remained dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I'm not saying that anything is bad, but thank God we have discovered ourselves. This is the kind of teaching that we have to be teaching the young ones.
That's correct. That's correct.
Because if the young people get the knowledge of Africa, they can stand for Africa.
That's correct. That's exactly it.
If young people they doesn't get that knowledge, they won't fight for Africa.
No. You can't fight for what you don't understand.
You have to understand before you fight. You can't go to fight without understanding. You will lose the battle.
Yeah.
Once you understand it, you win the battle.
Exactly. Exactly. This is so.
I think Africa, we need to change our mentality.
Yeah.
And then Africa, we need to unite ourselves.
Yeah.
And Africa, we need to design a sustainable system that will work for us, that will bring us to an achievement.
Thank you.
Europe has been
Yeah.
too nice that they dream of all the
Yeah.
African people to relocate to Europe.
Yeah.
Before you have that mindset of relocating from Africa to Europe, one thing should come from your mind: those resources that they use
Exactly.
apart from
Africa.
Africa.
That's
Those
true.
cars that they are driving,
Yeah.
they pack the copper from Zambia.
Yeah. Yeah.
The crude oil and the rest of them, they pack it from Africa.
Yeah.
Diamond, Columbine,
Yeah.
all of these things are from Africa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you can be able to secure all these resources,
Mm-hmm.
to have the knowledge, you have to use them.
Yes.
I think the guy down to me that he spoke before me, he said that
Mm-hmm.
if we can be able to use these resources, I think we are good to go.
Yep. Yep. For sure.
We are good.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, we are very, very good and strong to go.
Mm.
But the problem is that if we keep saying leaders, it's Africa. Let me tell you
Mm.
something.
Mm.
If we keep depending on leaders,
Mm.
leaders, they have nothing to give us. They have nothing
Nothing.
to teach us. They have nothing like change.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They haven't changed their minds than changing the people.
Interesting.
They haven't changed their mind first before changing the people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think, like last time that I said, Africa will have to give young
Yeah.
people opportunity.
Yeah.
That is, I said that I make an example with the Senegalese president, young
Mhm.
man of 44 years, and then also the young man in Mali.
Mm-hmm.
I think even the France, they are facing the reality now.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not only France.
Yeah.
So we have to cut these things from all the
Mm.
countries that
Yeah.
they think they colonize us.
Exactly.
Colonialism is what
Yeah. Yeah.
organize the Africa, not unite the Africa.
Mm.
So I think,
Mm.
like Prof. Lumumba said, that Africa will unite if we have one currency.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
If
Yeah.
we have one system of government, if we unite ourselves, he made the example of one video that I watched. He said that why
Mhm.
is it that Nigeria they are using their own court, Mali they are using their own court, Burkina Faso, South Africa they are using different court of communication.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
These are the things that we have to take note of.
Yeah. In Europe, they try and unite and they connect. They don't divide. And they keep us.
Just it.
You're right.
That is just it. So the issue of unity in Africa,
Yeah.
I think is very simple.
Yeah. It
It's
is.
very, very simple for me. If we can be able to stand and say, no,
Yeah.
these resources are not going anywhere. I think from there, the European,
Yeah.
their eye will open.
Yeah. 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 Interesting.
I
No.
think
Thank
I
you.
don't have much to say today.
I'm really grateful.
Concerning Africa.
Yeah.
I
I'm.
don't have much to say today.
No. You've said a lot. You've said a lot. You said a lot. Thank you so much. Please keep in touch. Let's keep this going. And I'll be doing more shows like this. And we need to share ideas like this. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, my brother, the guy. Thank you. Let me see if I can bring Yaz on. I think Yaz wanted to say something. So Yaz, I'm bringing you on, and maybe you can say one of the things. Because I like your perspective. You said the leaders are the ones who are enslaved, not we the people. And that's a very interesting perspective because, of course, if the people are able to be in control, then the leaders will not be able to enslave the people. So that's an interesting perspective on things where I kind of wanted you to expatiate on. Welcome on board, Yaz. Go ahead. Let's hear from you. Thank you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome on board, Yaz. Hi there. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, like the brother was saying that we Africans are not free. I said,
Yeah.
no, we are very free people. We are very free, we are very happy, friendly.
Yeah.
People who are having sleepless nights
Yeah.
is the leaders.
Yeah.
It's just like a pimp. If
Yeah.
you go out and send your customers to get customers, you have to bring the money back.
Yes.
And that is the problem. They collect money from these white people.
Mhm.
I'm sorry to say white people.
Yeah.
Because you have some
Mhm.
followers.
Yeah.
But the Western people.
Yeah.
And when you take something from, they expect to get something back.
Mhm.
And if
Mhm.
you cannot do that,
Mhm.
you will not be in peace with yourself.
No.
That's why we're having all these crises.
Yeah.
You know, all
Yeah.
of a sudden they start arresting their opposition
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they don't want to lose their
Yeah.
position.
Mhm.
That is the problem. We the Africa, okay, we don't have much, but we are very happy and we are very loving people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's true.
But our leaders, I
Mm.
can tell you that they don't sleep at night because what they are doing is not right.
No.
And they know and they can see that
Mm.
their people are suffering.
Suffering.
But their own family, they are in Europe, in
Mm.
America, somewhere in England or somewhere, having good education.
Mm.
And when they're sick, they are going out and get some help. Why can they do it in their own country?
Mm.
Why
Hmm.
can they do it in their own country? We all benefit from that.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
something. I was just responding to that guy saying
Yeah.
that we are not free. We are very free people.
Mm.
Yeah?
Mm.
But the
I.
leaders are not free because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, when they get out of office, they
Mm.
all run away.
Mm.
Look at Macky Sall, my neighbor.
Yeah.
Where is he now? In Morocco.
Wow. Wow.
Look at my former president, Yahya Jammeh. Where is he now?
Mm.
Ecuador, Guinea.
Wow. Wow. Running from pillar to post.
Whatever happen, we always go back home. They
Mm.
will never come back home because they know what they do.
Mm.
So they are not the free ones. We are
The free ones. Mm. Very interesting perspective, and I think it's something to actually to take note of and to use that as a motivation to actually make sure that we now demonstrate that freedom by removing those leaders that are keeping us enslaved.
yeah.
Mm.
Let them do whatever they want, collect money from one place to another. But at the end of the day, they will never enjoy it in Africa because they will run away after their
Mm.
time is finished or they kick them out, they run away from Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah? Who is
Very
the free
interesting.
one? We
Yeah.
are the free
We
ones.
are.
No
Mm.
matter where we live in Europe, at the
Mm.
end of the day, we go and buy our own quarter there and sit there.
Mm.
But they cannot do that. They
No.
will never able to do that.
No, because
They
it.
are the one who are in captivity.
Very interesting. And you make a very valid point, actually, my sister. You make a very, very point.
As a citizen, it can be said it's the people who are not free because these so-called leaders are the ones dictating policies in
Yeah.
those states.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it is shaped as if it's everyone in those spaces is not free.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's a very interesting point, Mansa X. Yes, you're right. The leaders, they do shape the policies, and of course that's what we need to try and begin to address. And I think one of the things that the reason why I'm doing programs like this is to make sure that every community on the African continent knows we need to start making our people know that they have powers to control those in government, because the government is serving them. They may not know that, but we need to begin to make them know, because of the internet is so powerful now. We can get the message to our communities without necessarily being there, and hopefully they can use that to begin to free themselves of this kind of puppet leaders, because many of them are puppet leaders, except for the alliance of Sahel state, that they are free. These people. Do you know what I love about the alliance of Sahel states is this? The people support the government. You see, every time they see Ibrahim Traore out, the stadium is full. When you see Assimi Goïta, the stadium is full. When you see General Chiani, the stadiums are full. And the people go to the bases, the US bases, the French bases, and say, we need you to go away from our country. We've had enough. So the people's voices the people are speaking up. And we need to support that. We need to see that replicated across the whole of Africa. Because that is where, that key is really gonna make a change. Oliver said,
Look
yeah.
at in Senegal with the opposition leader, those two young men.
Yes.
Who won the election.
Yeah, President Faye. Yeah.
Faye and Sonko.
Yes.
Sonko.
Yes.
Look what they have gone through.
Yes. True.
But I am so happy and grateful that it's like God is just
Yeah.
It's like all that horizontal place.
Yeah.
All the French-speaking people.
Yeah.
They are breaking through.
Yes.
Our turn now.
It
we
is.
British colonized people.
Yes.
To break
To
through.
yes.
To get out of this cycle.
Yes.
That is the only thing we can do now.
Mhm.
Because the French-speaking
They started. They started.
breaking.
Yeah.
One after the other, the
Yeah.
eggs are hatching.
Mhm.
The eggs are hatching. They're
Yeah.
coming out.
Yes.
It's about time we do that.
We do the same.
Younger people. Look at Mali.
Yes.
Yeah, like you said, Niger, Burkina Faso.
Yes.
They are all young, sensible people. They
Yeah.
are awake. They know what we need.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
they are doing it.
Mm.
Why can't we take this Tinubu out and all these big, fat belly people out of
I know what you mean. You're right. You're right.
I just came from work. I'm so tired, but
I understand. I understand. No, but I understand the frustration because, to be honest, we need youth. In Africa, we need youth.
go and see. Just click on the internet.
Yeah.
Each country in Africa, you see the president.
Yeah.
Apart from these young
This-
guys that are coming up.
Yeah.
They are like over 60 years.
Yes, correct.
Every one of them,
Mm.
they sit at meeting, they are sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah.
How can you come to a meeting where you all these dignitaries sitting there and you are sleeping
No.
and snoring?
No. No, it's yeah.
It's so embarrassing.
It is. It is. It is.
I
It
guess
is.
the responsibility goes back to the people of those countries.
Yeah.
What's particular about this AES
Yeah.
and the Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali?
Yes.
People there are awakened.
That's correct. That's correct. Yes.
The leadership is just escorting the people.
Pe-
People are fully awake.
That's it. That's it.
And it's very, very important
It is.
that dynamic to be that way for any revolution to take place.
Indeed. Indeed.
You know, because look at Congo.
Yeah.
Congo and with
Oh.
all that's going on there.
Oh man.
People they should be
Oh.
on top of their game. I know people are saying, oh, we can't point fingers to people who are suffering. But these are Gabon and Congo.
Yes.
Our brothers over there, you guys gotta get on top of your game.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta get on top of your game.
They're backed against the wall and they have to come out. They have to come out. They're backed literally against the wall and they have to come out.
Yeah, now look at Congo for example. Kinshasa itself, the
Yeah.
capital city,
Mm.
has 17 million people.
Oh.
17 million. So it's just, let's say 5 million wake up in that space,
Mm.
things will change.
Yeah. That's true.
5 million of them,
Wake
they
up.
They are working
Mhm.
and surround these embassies.
Yeah.
Things will take a different turn over there.
True. Because that's what they did in Niger. They started going to the French embassy. They started going to the French bases. They started, they said, no, we don't, because once they realized they realized that for 40 years they were looting, the French was losing their resources. So the people really, collectively, they got really mad. And
It's crazy because I didn't know this until yesterday. I did not know that France was getting close to 400 billion yearly.
500 billion. 500 billion from 14 African countries.
That's even worse.
Yes.
16 African countries.
Yes.
And this person did the division. He said that so this 500 billion was from 16 African countries.
Yes. No, actually, by my record, they're actually 14. There's 14 of them. Many of them in 14, yes.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Close to 35 billion
Yes.
country
Yes.
yearly.
Yes. That's daylight robbery. It's daylight robbery.
They call these countries poor.
You know what is cruel about it? The country cannot take their own money. France will loan them their own money and charge them interest on it. Oh, man.
The more you go into that fire, the angrier you
Oh, I mean,
So this is
yeah. Go ahead.
yes, please. I can chip in just
Yes, yeah, go ahead, please, go ahead.
the reason why. This is the reason why we need to have another revolution in Africa, like what happened in the 80s.
Yes,
Because if we look back, we realize that the people who championed the revolution of independence from communism were young people.
mm-hmm.
The majority were below 40.
Exactly,
They were young men.
exactly.
Now, if you ask what are the young Africans, the majority, what are they doing today?
Mm. Mm.
What are the young Africans? What is their interest?
It's a valid question to
Where
ask.
are they spending much of their time?
Yeah.
Where are they spending quite of their time? How
Mm.
involved are they in the geopolitics of today?
Mm.
The politics of Africa. How much are they involved?
Involved in it. Mm.
Like in West Africa.
Yeah.
In Niger.
Yes.
And we see because the majority are young people, and actually the population of Africa is almost 70% young people.
Exactly. Exactly.
So this is the advantage we have.
Mm-hmm.
Being the change that we want. I like what Sister Yas said.
Yes.
She said, it's our leaders who are still in shackles in prison. The people are awake. And Professor Lumumba
Yeah.
once said, the problem is that the people with ideas are not in power.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The people
Without ideas,
are
the ones in power. Indeed.
they are the ones who are in power.
Mm.
And why are they blinded? They
Mm.
are blinded because they have been indoctrinated
Mm-hmm.
by the neo-colonial system
Mm-hmm.
that still operates.
Mm.
And because of the greedy of a lot of them, they have received bribes
Mm-hmm.
from the neo-colonial masters.
Yeah.
If you mention those billions that France was taking annually from its
Former colonies. Yes.
but that a percentage of part of that money was going back in the pockets of the leaders.
Yeah. Yes.
This is why you see they
The-
allow them to go and invest stolen money into their countries.
Yeah. Yeah.
They allow African leaders who steal from the poor to go and invest in Switzerland,
Yeah. Crazy.
have offshore accounts,
Yeah.
and buy mansions, which they know that if these people die, these mansions will still remain ours.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's what the leaders don't recognize. They you know, a perfect example.
What today? Yes, what we need today, we need a tribe of young people
Mm-hmm.
who can rise up with this knowledge,
Yeah.
like the young Traore,
Yes. Yes.
the army,
Yes.
and many sectors.
Yes.
Because to lead these current leaders, president, the politician, the problem we have in Africa is politics.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem. We
Yeah.
have to everything.
Yeah.
But those who are heading politics are the problem.
Mm.
So no one is going to invite young people
No.
to come on the table of decision making. Young people must rise up. for
Exactly.
themselves.
Exactly.
Young people must brace themselves and start challenging
That's exactly the thing.
substandard leadership.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
Should be ready to sacrifice if it means
Mm-hmm.
using their own means. And the revolution takes
Many forms.
we use any means.
Yeah.
Negotiation fails.
Yeah.
We end up using our own physical strength
Yes.
as Africans.
Yeah.
And we defeated and this time around we have a lot of educated young people.
Exactly.
Who have system, they can create a parallel system that can be opposing the government.
Exactly.
We have
Exactly.
young people in IT.
Mm.
We have young people in economy.
Yes.
In all these sectors, we need to use what we have gathered so far.
That's it.
And I just jump in a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, yes. Yeah, go ahead.
I wish we could go back to time. Because when these white people bring democracy in Africa, nothing works for us.
Mm.
Nothing works for us. We didn't know democracy. We have our own system.
Mm.
Our great grandparents have their own system. You have the village chief. You have
Yeah.
the kings and queens. You know? And
Yeah.
that we live peacefully. We enjoy what we have.
Yeah.
But when they bring this democracy, that is not even working in their own country.
Yeah.
Look at the journalists they put in prison.
Yeah. Mm.
Julian Assad. Is that
Yes.
democracy?
No. 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 Yeah.
But the biggest mouth to talk about democracy is Britain and America. And this guy is between them.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah?
That's
Why
true.
are they forcing us with democracy in our own continent? When we have our chiefs and our kings and,
Yeah.
and our leaders
Yeah.
who can solve our problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish that we could have gone back to that time. I was not born that time.
Mm.
I read books and I understand.
Yeah.
It was much better.
Yeah.
We live in harmony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? But look at now, everybody
No.
My sister, democracy is a geopolitical tool
Yeah.
because it allows them to squeeze in,
It is.
to squeeze in their puppet.
Yeah. Yeah. And then retain control. And retain control.
They should just give up with this democracy. That's why I like the Museveni of Uganda.
Yeah. It will give it to you straight. It will give it to you straight.
Anyway, my brother, I'm going to bed.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, Yaz. I'll be in touch again, and I appreciate your valuable comments. Get some rest, and thanks for the comments you made. We'll be in touch.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Oliver and Manta. Just let's hear some final words from you guys, and then we'll wrap up as well here, because I think we've done a good almost 3 hours now. I think. Let me just check. So, Manta, before you go, what do you think? What should the young people in Africa be doing right now? What would you say that a lot of young African people should be doing? What would you say they should do before we wrap up? Thank you.
I know most of them. Thank you very much. I know most of them are on TikTok.
Oh.
Just for them to be directed to content
Ah,
like in Awaken.
okay.
That is the problem.
Very good point you make there, actually. Very good point. So,
Already here on this app. So
okay.
it's gonna be directed
To
content which can facilitate the awakening.
fantastic point. Very, very fantastic point.
Second point I wanted,
Yes, go ahead.
second point I wanted to make, I wholly agree with my brother Oliver.
Yes.
About, young people studying abroad and
Mhm.
bringing that
The knowledge back home.
content. I don't know what is the problem, but a lot of so-called elites that we have on the continent, they studied abroad.
Yeah.
So there's clearly something which is, which is not working.
No.
Either the European system cannot work in our spaces,
Yes.
or vice versa.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
having said that, so I don't know if them really studying abroad will translate
Yeah.
development
Yeah.
when they come back home. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we find ourselves in a position where we have to revise everything.
Everything. Everything.
Revise everything.
Yeah.
Everything that were taught to us seems to be nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have to revise everything. Even
Indeed.
our system of education has to be revised
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
to move forward.
Yeah.
So that is that. I think it's crucial.
Yeah.
When we are under the point where we revise, and I think that's where the point of Sister Farida came in,
Yes.
of saying we have to write our own history.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
We
Fantastic.
advise others to read, but who's writing what we read?
Exactly. I mean, we need to be writing, especially we need a current list of Africans who are writing stuff, authenticating what's going on, and interpreting it in the language that we can recognize as Africans, that's speaking for us rather than it's being spoken to, because we are being spoken to about ourselves by those who know nothing about us.
Exactly.
And that's we need to change that narrative. I firmly believe that, and I think I mean, please, we are looking for writers. If you're African and you're a writer and you can write and you know the story, please get on board. We need to tell our story. We should no longer allow anybody to tell us their story and then make us believe it's our story when they are actually painting a false narrative of ourselves. So we need to really grasp that situation. So I'm with you on that, Manta. Thank you so much. Oliver, closing thoughts before we go.
Oh yes, thank you so much for this platform, and
Thank you.
I think we should be having a lot of this platform.
Yes.
Except that many young people today, like right now, in Africa, if we go and check which pages are live and they are creating something, we find that where they are talking about unimportant topics,
Yeah.
not mention the titles of topics,
Yeah.
find that it's going to have
Indeed.
live.
Indeed. Indeed.
And,
Yeah.
topics like this,
Yeah.
people just bump into it, even those who follow you.
Yeah.
They won't be interested.
Yeah.
And I think this goes down to the core that we lack self-identity. We don't know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And we need such programs
Yeah.
on all our social media handles
Yeah. Yeah.
to continue raising awareness.
Yeah.
So that a lot of us young people, a lot of young people who are still in slumber can be awakened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only when you know yourself will you know where you are destined. So where are we destined as Africans? And we cannot know where we are destined if we don't know where we are coming from.
Indeed.
And I think this comes back again to what are we consuming in terms of knowledge? Because the education system has been tailored for us to be miseducated.
The Miseducation of a Black Man. I've got that book.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Miseducated in order to alienate us from the realities of our society.
Mm.
Look, now, if you go to China, look at what the kindergarten children are learning in China.
They're learning code. They're learning code. They're learning code.
Stuff. They are learning solutions to the future problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is our education system providing solutions to our problems?
No.
It is not. It is useless.
Yeah.
It is useless. It's
No.
just training us to be dependent.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just training us to be employees
Yeah.
of the owners of the system.
Yeah.
That's why we have engineers today in our universities of Africa
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
cannot invent anything.
No.
Now,
Oh.
professors today
Yeah.
have not come up with solutions to anything.
And they're just.
In these vocational training
Yeah.
schools, which can produce any simple equipment or tool to use in agriculture.
Yeah.
We are importing everything.
Yeah.
What is the value of our education which can solve all those problems?
Very good point. These are
So
questions.
This
Yeah.
is where everything begins from.
No.
So I think we need more of these topics,
Yeah.
more of these interactions.
Definitely. Definitely.
Community is there. If
Yeah.
you are there as an African,
Yes.
you are in a community or so, move around. Don't, even young people like those who are in lower grades,
That's it.
interact with them.
Yes.
Speak to them about these realities.
Exactly. Exactly.
And yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Brother Oliver. I really appreciate your comments, and to Manta X, and to Yaz, and to Farida, and to Egosa, and to many others, and everybody that's been commenting on the broadcast as well. I'm really grateful for your comments. I'll be back again tomorrow. I will be covering various aspects. I mean, I only read up until 12, number 12 on the list. I'm going to talk about. I talked about 13 actually. I'll talk about the UN bloc on this tomorrow. I'll talk about the control of the colonial masters and everything else. I'll talk about those things. But we'll come and read that list again tomorrow. So expect tomorrow, maybe midday or something. I'll come in tomorrow and we will talk about this a bit more. But in the meantime, I want to thank everybody that joined us. I hope you found this meaningful, and please do share. Follow Citizen AY, and I'll endeavor to follow you on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook. Help us grow the platform. We need spaces like this to really begin to engage and discuss among ourselves. Nobody can solve our problems, only us, by talking among ourselves and coming up with concrete plans. We need action. When you are praying, you can't take action. We need to get to the mindset that prayer is not the solution. We need concrete action plan on ground in every community. And I want us, above all, to believe that, you're very welcome. You're welcome. I want us all to believe that in every community, we have the solutions to our problems. In every African community. Because that's one of the things that is taught us. We've been led to believe that we cannot find solutions to our own problems except by external people. That's wrong. Every community has problem solvers. The trick is to wake them up from within and let them recognize that they have the solutions within themselves and empower them. So let's continue. So I want to thank everybody. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I am so grateful. I'll be back tomorrow. For now, I say good night. Yeah. I've taken some keynotes. Yes. Here you go. It says here, when you discover, you will recover. I think that was, is it either Mansa X, I think, or somebody that said that. So I made some keynotes. Somebody talked about the 1944 financial sectors. You know, so I make some notes here and there, and I will play that back as well. But thank you so much. I read one. Thank you. For now, I bid you all good night. Back tomorrow. Thank you, and bye for now. Good night. Good night. Good night. Thank you. So, okay, I hope that works. So now, those of you on YouTube, thank you so very much. On Facebook, thank you so very much. You can see we are doing multi-platform screening and coverage now. It's very, very important we do this. We need to do this work and really begin to really communicate to a lot more people. What we need to do in Africa. Please, the platform here is not about hate. I'm not interested in hating any European or any Arab. I'm not interested in that. I want an Africa that works. And I firmly believe that the solution for Africa, the problems we have in Africa, the solutions lie within Africa, not outside Africa. And we have the people and the know-how to solve our own problems. We are the first people of this planet. You know, people will argue about it, but they, according to records, and from what we know, and the history that we have, we can solve our problems. So please, I want us to always have that mindset that we can solve our problems. We do not need external people to be telling us and directing us as to how to solve our problems. We must work within each community ourselves and empower those who can solve the problems to recognize that power of problem solving within their own community and come step forward and work together. Above all, like Amansa X said, unity. We must unite. We must unite. So I thank you also very much. It is almost 11:30. We're going to have a bit of a break now. I'll be back tomorrow. For now, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. You're watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. What I'd like you to do for me is to go ahead and subscribe. 1 second. Go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. So how do you do that? I'd like you to go right now and subscribe on YouTube. Hit the notification button. Give us thumbs up. Help us grow the platform. So subscribe to Season AY. Hit the notification button. Give us thumbs up and help us grow the platform. We really appreciate your support. And for those of you who are on Facebook, please, when you go live, help us share it. Share it to 100 people, because we need the more people that can watch it, the more we can begin to solve the problems. I'm still going to come and talk about tomorrow. At some point, I'll be talking about Nigerian specific issues. But you can see the topic today is really important for us to understand. The question is, and we're saying it, Africa is not free. And we've given you instances, 13 instances that confirms that Africa is not free. The remaining 7 that we covered, and maybe more we might add to it tomorrow, we'll come and do that. But for now, thank you so much. You've been watching Season AY, the platform where we speak to the power. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. And I bid you all a pleasant evening.